Welcome once again to the Funky Uncles. You better believe it. We are here to have these conversations once again. The conversations that people need to have. That's right there, homie. The A1 from day one. Stace, what's good?
Hey, how you doing?
Doing all right. Doing all right. Just sitting here chilling. About to pump this no more real quick.
I said beatbox.
Hey, listen, I got a topic for you real quick that you can think on while you do your personal topics.
Uh-huh.
What do you think? Now, this happened here in Connecticut. I don't know if you heard about it, but you know the guy, the lawyer Ben Crump, that represented what's his name, the Floyd family, Minnesota, and all that.
Right.
He's here representing the family. The guy got arrested last week, and the cops put him in the paddy wagon, and you can see the video, and the cop supposedly was trying to avoid an accident.
Uh-huh.
The man fell over, like literally fell over.
Yeah.
Now the dude is paralyzed from the chest down, and he can't talk. He's in the hospital right now. And Ben Crump is here representing his family. He was on the news today.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out. I've been moving.
Yeah. So just keep that topic in mind. My point is, what are the police doing? The police supposed to protect you, not hurt you.
Right. We gonna wait for some more information to come out, because there's gonna be information. There's gonna be some lies. There's gonna be some truth and gonna be some lies. We're gonna have to sift through everything to find out what's going on here.
Yep, but you can pull it up, and you get some free time either tonight or tomorrow. The guy name is let's put in what's his name? Richard Cox of New Haven, Connecticut.
Okay, most definitely.
And you can read the article.
Okay.
Yep. I'm so like pissed and disturbed by that, man. It's like it don't make no sense. The boy mother got on TV today and said, my son can't talk nor neither walk. He's paralyzed from the chest down.
Dang. Jeez. No bueno. No bueno. Definitely.
And his sister want the cops that did it fired, and want their rate, no pension, no nothing. Don't give them nothing.
I mean, you got to think about it. Somebody whose life has been altered drastically. And that's exactly what happened. Their life has been altered drastically. And you know that something has to be done.
Yeah.
Does that, boy, look at here.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
And I think homeboy is in his 30s.
Damn, in the prime of his life. Oh, that's too sad.
Yeah.
Damn.
The boy mother just up there crying today on the news with Ben Crump. Ben Crump said there will be some action taken.
Yeah, something has to be done. Everybody else, I see it like this. We're always told that no one is above the law.
Right.
We're forever being told no one is above the law. But at the same time, we have those who can do whatever, and the law will support it. Supports them lying in court or in order to get the case. It supports their murder. It supports their obvious prejudice. It bias. It supports. They tell us that the no snitching, and that's why crimes can't get solved. People won't say anything, but at the same time, you have these same people have the blue wall of silence. So it's something has to be done in order for people to feel safe. And I will just go ahead and put it out there and say that yes, I know it's not all of them.
Right.
It's not all of them. But at the same time, as Muhammad Ali said, if you had 10,000 rattlesnakes coming in at you, but you had 100 of them with no teeth and no poison, Are you gonna take the chance
Right.
to get close to any of them? You know, I'm like paraphrasing, but you know, that's just how it is. Do you really want to take the chance when you know that historically speaking, this isn't something new. Historically speaking, from its inception, we've been targets. And it doesn't matter, like I said, with the 10,000, it doesn't matter the race. It could be black cops, Latinos, it could be white, because that blue is what they see. And sometimes, you know, it's a job. We know it's a job. And like any other job, sometimes people go overboard.
Right. And not what really made me mad, you can see the cops drag them out the paddy wagon. Oh, it's me. I'm eating my dinner late, and I know I might be on eat before I join you guys.
Yeah.
And then they got him a wheelchair, trying to put him up in the wheelchair. The boy can't walk. What's the wheelchair going to do? He's still handcuffed. You still got his hand cuffed behind his back.
What the
wheelchair going to do?
Was this before or after the diagnosis?
They didn't even get the boy help until they got him into the jail cell, and they get him up on the door. And you see the video. They put him up in the wheelchair. They don't even know the boy paralyzed.
Yeah, so they at his worst.
Then they get him help. Then they take him over here to up here. They got what they call Yale Hospital. Man,
listen. I see Z checked in with us. She's muted right now. She's probably handling some last minute stuff. I know we talked about what the topic was going to be for today, but this here.
I'm sorry, man, but I've been heated all day ever since I seen that news conference today on my TV with Ben Crump representing that man family. Now you know it's serious. I got Ben Crump over here.
Right.
Yeah.
What's up, Z? Look like you over there chilling. Okay, we got Big Six coming in too. Okay, what's going on, everybody? Stacy and I were just talking about the situation in Connecticut where the what's the man, Mr. Cox, was arrested and manhandled, and now he is paralyzed. Z, you over there burning sage? you cleansing the air. I see you. Believe you me, I'm a little blind, but I ain't that blind. You can't hear you. You still muted.
Hey everybody.
What's going on, Josh?
Oh yeah.
Hey,
yeah,
Josh,
I burn the sage, bluegrass and white sage.
How you doing? Yeah. How you doing? How you doing, Z?
Hey, Stacey, how you? Hey, Big 6'9".
Hey.
I'm good.
Big 6'9".
Drew.
I'm just a little heated today.
Hey, Drew, I'm just getting off your boy podcast about that damn video of that baby mama.
Yo. Oh, Ballhead, man, I know I missed that. I've been doing so much running around today. I know he has something serious on there. Ballhead is a trip. I'm gonna try to get Ballhead on the show one night.
Man,
which one are you talking about?
The popular the baby mama that she tried to expose her baby daddy for bringing his son some food, but
and he did.
Yeah, but she messed up. She messed up. He said the key question, where's their daddies at? And when he said daddies, I said, oh, there's multiple. I said, oh man. And then another thing, he also said this. If you had one kid or maybe two, I could see. But you got three of them things. I said, God damn.
I mean, I understand. I definitely understand his point. Don't be trying to make me take care of somebody else's kid. And we all trying to get through these past years. I mean,
I honestly,
I honestly
believe that
I can leave out the kids hungry either. but they ain't for her to say. That's for him to volunteer, you know?
Right. I feel she could have been a little more diplomatic about it. You know,
I honestly,
She act like that with all them baby daddies, and that's how they gonna respond. I mean,
right.
damn.
She could have said, look, you get the McDonald's for all of them. I'm gonna hit you back later.
But
You
you
know what
know
I'm
what? If she been a nice person, he probably would have already done it.
that part.
yeah, it's communication.
What's going on, Janae? Miss Parnell? We had Janae just join in. She's still muted. She might be doing a little something. Who dropped out? Oh, Josh dropped out. He'll be back. I know him. So, but yeah, I have somebody else that said they might jump on tonight as well. Yeah, that situation is it. You can look at it in a lot of different ways, and I do see people who are saying, "How you gonna leave the kids hungry?" But you know, you're
But you
expecting
got to jump on
somebody
the
else.
root.
Yeah,
Jump on the root of that problem.
there you go. There you go.
And I'm a woman saying that with 3 baby daddies. You know, I
Yeah,
ain't never had to say how you gonna bring one child something to eat. That was already a given because they
yeah,
respected me, and because I ain't bother them like I did, but I ain't bother them like that to the extreme that no, and definitely don't do it in front of the kids. So
you know, it was a messed up situation, and I truly believe that this is something that happens more often than is recorded.
oh yeah, definitely. But see, the
So
thing is, men don't be thinking about pulling out their phone when men don't think about pulling out their phone trying to prove something. You know,
right,
her trying to prove something just backfired on her because ain't nobody agreeing with that. Well, I ain't agreeing with that foolishness. I ain't gonna say everybody, but I'm not agreeing with that foolishness.
yeah, because she said that from the beginning of the video. Watch, I bet you he only bring for one. Well, how many did he have with you? How many is he required to take care of? You're not if he was married to you, then yes, he should bring for all. Bring food for all.
She should
But
be fussing. He bring in McDonald's because they ain't even helping.
Hey, Drew.
McDonald's, we
Hey,
ain't helping
Drew.
over here.
what's
Drew.
up?
I can speak on that issue. Okay. Before me and my wife got married, I told her straight up. I said, yo, if we gonna be serious about this and we gonna get married, just understand that your kids and my kids. I don't want to hear no shit about your baby dad, nothing like that. They're my kids. And she said, yeah, okay, cool. We got married. And it was just that simple. Cause my whole thing is, if you having a serious conversation with that person, you know what I'm saying, it's a package deal. I understand it. But if it's not a package deal, then hey, that man was right.
Yeah, but they're not together. You know, evidently, according
Yeah,
by the video.
Yeah, but you know
they're not
what? He probably so sick of her mouth.
and all
Watching
those
2 minutes of that video, she got on my nerve. Okay.
I really think he honestly would have bought them kids something to eat.
I believe
But
that
the
too.
But the way she was acting, man, it's like, you know what I'm saying? You look at the mother kids like, man, like, you see your mama? It's like, I bet he was like, because when he said, I understand if you had one kid or 2 kids, but you got 3 of them things.
Well, he knew that. He knew that
Yeah,
when he was skeeting her, and she had a second kid. So when he
yeah,
skeeted her, he should have known there was a possibility of having a third kid, even though it's still not his responsibility for feeding them other 2. But I'm just
but
saying.
he tried to make it right. He said, I bet. You know what I'm saying? It's not right for my kid to eat food in front of the other kids. Let me get my kid to go in the car.
And
She
take him
wouldn't let,
somewhere.
she wouldn't let him do that. He offered so much solutions, and she still wouldn't. Yeah.
So he
Really
offered
did.
to come pick up his child to take her to get something to eat. And she said no. Why? But my thing is, he need to change that. Because why I gotta come ask you to take my child to get something to eat?
Oh yeah, he gotta get a lawyer. He gotta take that thing to the judge. Cause when the judge see that video, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, I got it.
But my thing is, why am I asking you to come pick up my child to get my child to take my child something to eat if y'all don't have anything planned?
Right. Now that's what most people are asking for if they are not, with the other person they had the child with. You want them to take care of that child. You want them to, especially if the child is with the mother, which they are most times. You want that man to come and spend time with his child.
Spend time, and that would have been a great time. He spent time with his child.
And little kids like McDonald's. I remember as a kid, I liked McDonald's. I got older, and
of course.
I said ill later on, but now it's like,
I wonder if she felt like the other two the same way. More than likely.
More than likely.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I would have tested her out. I would have bought a $5 little Caesar pizza for them. And if she still with a trip, oh yeah, already know.
I wouldn't be able to do that. I would have had to still leave that pizza. I wouldn't teach them babies like that.
But hey, it's sad to say that some people just want something to argue about. They're just that unhappy in life that they just can't be appreciative of anything. That's one less child. Now, I did hear it say, my stamps don't come on till whenever day. And okay, so like I said, if you were a little more diplomatic, the old folks used to tell us you get more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. You be a little more diplomatic. Say, look, I'm a little short right now. Can you look out? Know what I get you back or something, work out something. You laid down and made a baby with this man. So you should find some type of diplomacy where you can talk to him and
for the next 18 years. You can make it 18 happy years, or you can make it 18 long years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's one of the conversations I've learned as I've gotten older. That's one of the conversations I think that people need to have when it comes to parenting. When you're thinking about being with somebody, you want to know what type of parent they're going to be, what they accept, what they don't accept, because that's just going to cause even more turmoil, whether you make it as a couple or whether you don't. It's still going to cause turmoil. Some can be too nice, some can be extra soft. I can't do the extra soft thing. I'm sorry. And I have a daughter.
What's the extra soft thing?
The extra soft, let them get away with anything, all that. Let them cursing and thinking. No, no. No. I'm cutting everybody behind.
I agree. I don't discriminate either. If I see my niece and nephew doing it, I'm
right. My nephew just turned 21 and he started that, but he's 21, so it's like that. But when he was 15, 16 and he was around his boys, he'd be looking around to make sure my uncle ain't around anywhere, because it's
he should be that scared. That's what we need. Fearing the uncles and aunts again. That's what we need.
It's the respect. Go ahead.
I feel like children should be able to, express their feelings because they're not robots. But like I explained to my children, you can tell me how you feel because, I'm not always right just because I'm an adult or just because I'm a parent. But you can say me how you feel, but you're going to do it in a respectful manner. You're not going to be disrespectful. We're not going to do no yelling and all that and this, that, and the third. We're going to, address it as you a child and I'm an adult. But I still feel like children should have a voice because, they're human. They have feelings and they have emotions and they go through things that they don't speak about as well.
I can agree with that. I can agree with being able to communicate. You can teach how to communicate by communicating with them.
Yeah, exactly.
But because, like you said, we're not always right. We're human. So if we listen to them, then we can figure out a lot of situations that we may have jumped the gun with. I'm sure all of us have had that experience with our parents where they just jumped down our throat. Like, hey, but it wasn't even me.
Exactly.
Or they give you time to explain yourself. I'm like, well, goddamn, I should have did it anyway.
Right. Explaining is better.
I think we as parents give our kids time to explain themselves because we know good and well if we do that thing our parents used to do, it ain't gonna work. Their mindset a little different.
Okay.
And I totally agree. I totally agree. I totally agree. But see, I don't know. I mean, my kids come to me with everything. Sometimes I just wish they didn't come with me with everything, but that's a blessing. I mean, especially with two daughters in college, you don't want everything. People think they do, but anyway. So, I mean, I don't have that issue with my kids, but when I say something, they can have an opinion, but I have the last say.
Right.
When I have the last say, it's stern.
Right.
And it's not for me, it's for them.
Yeah, and I don't think you should waver your boundaries or your standards or become their friend. But I just feel
yeah,
like,
definitely.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that because I don't feel like that gives them the right to be disrespectful or anything. That's how a lot of parents are going now. I've seen a video where a lady was like, my child has called me everything but a child of God, but I was still patient. I'm like, we ain't doing that now.
No, we're not playing them games.
Right.
And you know what? Only person can disrespect me in my household is me. I'm the only person that can disrespect me in my household.
Be okay. Because that's how it
Y'all
Now-
ever
We ain't about to do that. You might as well go and call your daddy. Somebody ain't sleeping tonight. Look, that's how I feel. Somebody ain't sleeping tonight in this house, and I'm gonna sleep.
Right. You're gonna get you a 10 something.
Shoot.
I remember Richard Pryor. He said, put them out the house. I bet you they come back humble as a little puppy. Lick your hand.
Yeah. They're like, nobody. Oh, my kids told me that too. Tell my mom I needed to come back home. I'm sorry. My daddy want me to wake up 9 o'clock just because. Why? Because I need to get up.
Work for mine.
It's already clean. You can't clean. I'm like, I just laugh because I don't bother them like that.
My great grandma, I was up I could not sleep past 9. She didn't care if it was Saturday, Sunday, day off from school or what. When I stayed with her, 9 o'clock, I was up and moving around. Get up, get your breakfast. I didn't have a job to do in the world, but I was.
See, but did you end up staying up and spending time with her after that?
She did a lot of moving around the house, and there were times that, she would have maybe the Bible, or I would do things like grease her hair or or a lot of the things that really did draw me closer to her, which is another reason, like I said before, which is why I named my daughter after her, because I saw the love that she gave me and the things that she taught me and the things she allowed me to do as a child. Like, when we were growing up, they were like, oh, you can't drink coffee or to stunt your growth. It may
make your head hard.
But I still drank the coffee. She allowed me. She said, you want some coffee? Go ahead. Make you some.
Right.
And you want some bacon and eggs? Make you some. So, when you're 5, 6, 7 years old and you have that opportunity to do things for yourself, it ingrains something within you.
Right.
Opposed to you doing everything for the child. And when the child reaches a certain age, especially the teenage years, when they reach those teenage years and they can't do anything for themselves, it's because you didn't instill that in them when they were young. They are used to you being their Mr. Belvedere, Oh, we got G up on here tonight.
What's up? What's up? How everybody doing?
Doing all right.
Hey, Russo.
Now, see, I came on the panel. I said, "Hey, everybody."
How you doing? How you doing, G?
I'm doing good, Stage.
I'm not going to support womanism and feminists tonight. He called me a feminist and a womanist.
See, I don't even know what the topic is about.
I'm a womanism. Womanism, being a feminist, being part of the womanism movement are two different things.
I don't even know what the topic is about, and I'm getting attacked already.
You're getting attacked from 2-3 weeks ago when we had a conversation about Friday about something. Things? I don't even remember.
See how feminists do things? I'm being attacked, and I don't even know what the topic is, man.
It's on video. Ha!
Wow,
we got receipts.
The
Hey,
Miss
OG,
Andre, what's up, Big Six, my dog? What's happening, man?
I'm doing good, man. Yeah, you come along going, they going off on your ass.
I know. You see how they do me, right? You see how that's how a feminist promotes Miss Andre with the hate of men. She hates
No,
men,
Wow.
man.
I don't hate men. I
no,
love men. Y'all have
no,
one thing I need.
no.
Okay.
What it say,
I'm sorry
females,
too.
No,
Oh,
females,
you said it right. One thing you need,
I need for y'all
because
to lift things for me. You know, I'm only
because
5'3".
Lord.
if that one thing isn't good enough, you're gonna find it somewhere else.
Oh,
Pardon
Lord.
me? Pardon me?
You say you need
I got
one
on
thing.
a weave. What?
No, you need one thing from men. If that one thing isn't good enough, you're gonna find it somewhere else, right?
You're right.
Hey, I'm glad you're being honest, sis.
Oh, okay.
I appreciate your honesty.
I mean, who's going? If I don't, I mean, who is not? Who's going to sit there if they don't like it?
Maybe a woman who has some
Nah.
virtuousness about herself and
Okay.
don't want to jump
Oh,
from dick to
So
dick.
Jenny, since
oh
you
my
sound
goodness.
like a smart person,
no female.
if you found everything in a man, but he
Oh,
doesn't know how to be intimate, would you cheat on him, or would you marry him?
No, you said it right the
You
first
talking to
time.
me?
Yes.
Janae and
Okay.
Karma, there's a question posed. Let's see what you ladies have to say.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what
Stacy
was the
was
question
here.
again?
That's why I'm asking her. If you had everything you wanted in a man,
Except,
except he doesn't know how to be intimate with your standards, would you marry him?
Well, okay, this is me. Okay. For
Mhm.
one, I'm not gonna have everything in anybody. Because
Oh,
everybody is
God.
not, nobody's gonna have everything in me.
We protect you right now.
No, no, no.
Let her answer the question.
No, no. You asked the
hypothetically,
question, so let me answer. Let me
Let
answer
her
it.
answer the
Because
question.
that's why too many women are hurt and bitter today. You're looking for Mr. Right, Mr. Perfect. There's none. There's none like that. So no, I would not be. I won't have everything, and I'm not expecting. I'm expecting a man to be a human, and a human will do and can do anything wrong or right. But it's according to, as far as intimacy go, my intimacy is not just by sex. You know, I have to have an intellect type of intimacy also, because it don't mean nothing to me at my age to have a nigga that can bang, but he don't have no good conversation. I'm irritated already. He got to go.
Totally
He
agree.
got to
You
go.
like to be brain fucked like I do. I totally
Yeah.
agree. Now we gotta
You
be
know,
grown,
so
grown. I understand. So
yeah. So
if
that's my
everything,
question.
if this guy have everything you can tolerate, let's say that he has everything you can tolerate, and he fucks your brain, and but he can't do anything, but he can't do anything in the vajayjay. Would you marry him?
Because I don't even believe in marriage right now. So I don't
Oh
even know how to
Lord.
answer your
Okay, so
question.
you should have led with that.
Yeah,
You should have led with that
yeah.
today.
I can't even do it. But the reason why I'm saying what you're saying is that because your question is if he has everything that I tolerate. Then if he already has everything I tolerate, there's no but. There's no if. He has everything I tolerate. So I mean, I just can't relate to the question.
Hey, I can relate to that. Yes, I can relate to that. My wife told
All
me
right.
that.
All right.
No. My wife told me that, you know,
No, I ain't
dudes
saying
who,
you. I'm saying you. I'm not saying your wife. I'm saying you.
what you mean? Like, if you put a challenge to me, I'm gonna try my best to complete the challenge. Don't like that's the thing now, guys. Like, I got strong feelings now. I'm gonna challenge that.
I don't like talking to married men because I don't like to use their wife as an example. I don't like using
I'm,
their wife as an example out of
Right.
respect for women.
That's true.
Out of
well,
respect for women.
you cannot
So
fault.
oh,
You
jeez.
can't
so you
fault
Okay.
can.
me.
I don't think you can answer the question right.
You're
Raven
right.
is a female.
No, I'm Drew. I'm gonna sit back. I can't answer this question.
No,
I'm
I
Drew.
don't want to bring
Yeah,
your
you
wife into this.
better fall back. Fall back.
Raven.
Yeah.
The Raven's quiet,
Y'all go
so
ahead.
still on
Y'all
mute.
go ahead.
Who's single that can answer this question?
Well, let's
Stacey
see.
already answered the question. Drew, you single?
Nope.
Oh damn, you
Who?
can't.
Yeah, but that's eating all bad water.
Oh man.
You want me to hypothetically answer the question? Would you like?
Nope. Mm-mm. I mean, okay, go ahead. I hypothetically answer the question.
I'll answer it. Am I on
There you
mute?
go.
Who said that?
Karma.
Oh, my name is Keonti. I'm Key.
Okay, Keonti.
Oh, all
But
I see is iPhone. I'm sorry.
yeah, I didn't put any name or anything. I just downloaded it real quick.
Yeah.
But you said if they have everything I would tolerate, but so do you try to coach them over time and they're just not getting it, or is this just flat out like, you haven't coached? And if I have coached over time and you're just not getting it, you're not picking it up, then no, I wouldn't marry him.
Okay, so I said, in this day and time, at my age, I ain't got time to be teaching nobody nothing.
Only reason why I say that, everybody doesn't enjoy the same things. Everybody doesn't grow up. Everybody doesn't have the same kind of mindset. So sometimes you have to open doors and teach people new things. So I just won't shut anybody off and just say no, because you can't expect somebody to just automatically know you without you telling them or teaching them about you. So I don't mind showing you a few times, then, expressing myself. But if it's something that I keep expressing and you're not, making an effort to change it, or it's not getting better, I'm not going to marry you, because if you're doing that in one lane, are you going to not do the other things that are, want to get done better?
Right. That is part of marriage.
So if I'm willing to compromise and do things that's going to make you happy.
Thank you.
You should be able to do those things for me. So if you can't reach that and we can't reach that together, then I'm gonna head out. And you should, that just wasn't meant for me. So no, I wouldn't marry them.
Okay. Now you brought up an interesting word, something that we did talk about before, that word compromise.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that we talked about on a previous episode. And we were wondering, since, we have some people that weren't on then, about compromise. What are your limits when it comes to compromising? And I must note, let's say the other person is compromising as well, but what are some things that you just feel like you're not going to compromise?
I feel like things that you don't compromise are just your standard boundaries, or what your set standard is. Those are things that you don't compromise. Like, I feel like effective communication, I feel like that's like bare minimum. So that's not something that I'm compromising on. If you can't effectively communicate as an adult, I'm not teaching somebody that now, because then that, you have to do every day in life is communicate. Cannot go through anything in life without communication. So that's basic. I'm not compromising on that. So things that I just feel like are like bare minimum, or things that's going to jeopardize my morals or the way I feel in my values, I'm not compromising that. But anything other than that, I feel like you should have an open mind and just kind of see where it goes. And that just depends on, you and your partner.
Okay.
So her name is, what's her name?
Keonti.
Keonti?
Yes.
So Keonti, last week I said I will not compromise staying in a low tier hotel.
Yes,
I will not compromise that.
You won't sleep at a low budget hotel?
I will sleep at a low tier hotel. No.
Yeah, that's not something you should compromise. Where you sleep at and lay your head is, if that's important.
Yeah, Drew, what was the thing I said? What was the other thing? Do it. People do this in the morning time. Do it, Drew.
Oh, that thing with the thing in the ear.
I will not compromise that.
Some things are just automatic no's. Like, I'm a pass. Some things are
Some
hard.
people will tolerate those things.
Some people will.
No.
Some people will tolerate, a lot of things that are hard pass no's for me. Like, no, thank you. Like, it's no second thought. Everybody's different.
Yeah. There's certain little pet peeves that people have that they're just
Right.
like, no, and with me it's that noise. What about Janae and Keontae and Raven, if Raven's gonna speak, or is she just gonna listen? Well, what is like little pet peeves you just like, I just can't. I can't.
I can't
mean, it's like, oh, go ahead.
and food on their mouth. I hate that. Like if you feel the white stuff building up in the corner of your mouth, like wipe that. Like that's like
Oh yeah.
or having like food or things on their face, like clean yourself up. I can't stand that. It makes my skin crawl.
What about you, Janae?
Oh, it's a lot. I don't even want to get into it because almost everything that they just said, like when she first said the hotel, I was with her all the way. We twins. That's not right. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. I'm gonna just have to pay for what I'm gonna sleep in. That's just it. Okay.
Right.
I'll just buy, I'll get the room. And that's what I do. I basically am the one who planned the trips and stuff. Cause see, I gotta make sure. I gotta read all of this stuff to make sure that this is where I'm going at. Is where I'm gonna, so yeah, it's a lot of things. But those are little things. But the main thing, I just wanted to say this, that I will not compromise for real is my peace. I don't care what you look like, how definitely. You giving it, how you doing it. I ain't gonna, my peace definitely not now. But those little things, the food in my, oh girl, all of that. I'm mad right now, and I don't even have nobody. I'm just mad. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I can't do it. It's okay. I'm good. Shelter in place right over here. I'm good.
Once you reach a certain age, your peace becomes one of the most valuable things that you have, whether it's male or female, woman or man, however you want to put it. I think that once you've learned how much that peace means to you.
Oh, yes.
Once you understand your parents more, you understand why your grandma will take you for a week, but then ready to send you back. You understand. Right. You understand so much more about the generation or generations before you, because after you've lived a certain life and you've experienced certain things, and I think once you get to your mid-30s, you really start to realize your mortality. And once you realize your mortality, you really want the rest of your days, whether it's the second half or whether you're late in the second quarter, you really want those days to be enjoyable. And it's hard to enjoy them if you don't have peace at some point or another. Could just be
agree.
Me.
I totally agree.
I agree with you on that one.
By any means necessary, I'm gonna have my peace. My children know that. My children even know that. My son in college, he started texting with some food. I put him on block. If you really need me, you'll call your grandmother. I'm not gonna put it on.
That's
and that's serious.
Yeah,
you on block. As soon as he said, "Hey, Ma," I'm block, because I'm not doing it today. So if you really need me, you know who to call, and they'll contact me. But no, my peace. No, I'm not going crazy for nobody.
Nobody.
No. Mm-mm.
Well, that's understandable. As much as we are separated, which is a nice topic that Z and I talked about last night, it's always good to understand that where our similarities are when it comes to the threshold of woman.
When you talked last night?
Oh my God. I hit you on dang on mess. Now you want to act all crazy.
Okay. I'm sorry. I hope I respond to something positive. I don't have my phone by me, but okay.
Hey, look like I'm the one going crazy. I'm not.
What are we talking about?
Not yet. Give me some time. I'm sure eventually, but I'm on the road there, but I haven't gotten to that destination yet. But let me go back and read it. Hold on. We have somebody that might be joining.
Oh, I remember.
Now you remember?
Clarence Thomas and his family.
Well, one thing we talked about,
his family on the Supreme Court.
The Roe versus Wade overturning. That was one thing that we mentioned. And the other, I want to make sure that I read it correct. The origin of our separation and how it affects today is the topic. You know that we as a people, whether you want to look at, you know, light skin, dark skin, Black people in general, men and women, gay and straight, whatever it is, when it comes to us as a community, the separation has become tremendous. But this is the destination. We want to look into the journey and look into the different avenues of where this came from and how in the world can we build those bonds again, because we need each other to survive. There's no such thing as a self-made person.
That's true.
Everybody has had somebody that has helped them along. And there's too many people that feel that they have to do it alone, or they're only going to do it alone, and they don't realize the beauty of unity. Okay, y'all have to get quiet on me. But
I was thinking about that African proverb.
Uh-huh.
You want to go, what is it? If you want to go far, go alone. If you want to go, oh God, now I gotta look up the proverb. Y'all know it, one of y'all?
Uh-uh.
If you want to go far, go alone. Oh, I got it.
You got it?
If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
Listen, words from our ancestors, man, and that's what it is. There has to be a bridge built, and it appears to me that the lack of understanding, the lack of communication, the lack of yearning to compromise, these are the main weapons that we use against each other to negate the ability to work together. Now, everybody has things they're not going to compromise. We've already spoken on that. But at the same time, we have to look at things and say, well, what is the ultimate goal? Is it worth it? Now, we've all seen the separation of the Black man and the Black woman. And it seems like the gap is just growing farther and farther apart. Does anybody else see this?
I agree.
And too many times it's so much selfishness and not enough selflessness.
So
too much.
Why is the Black man going outside their ethnic group?
Okay. This is actually a conversation I've been having for years. Lots of times, okay, let's take a look in the beginning. Take a look at the base, the foundation. Lots of times when we see this in the entertainment world, we see this in the high up corporate world, we see this in areas where you have to look at who's around him, because you date who's around you, regardless of social media and all that.
I totally agree. Yeah.
So if you're in an area where you're not surrounded by your kind, most times we have to assimilate, because there is a duality that's necessary for us in order to be successful. Well, for us to reach a certain level, most times the majority of us have to have that duality where we have to keep our Black card, but we still have to know how to articulate and assimilate to who we are around. Now, if we're around Becky more than we around Zeke and Janae,
Becky with the good hair,
with the floppy hair,
with the floppy hair,
stringy hair.
With the stringy hair, there you go. Let's also keep in mind that, let's say there are 10 Black men in this firm. Let's say this some type of corporate firm, and there are 5 Black women, because Somehow or another, we're not going to have as many black women as we have black men. That's not saying that those 5 black women are going to get scooped up by the 5 black men, by one of the 10 black men. They may be married. One of those 5, the 5 may be married. And on the other side, they may not get along. The odds are not in their favor. Mm-hmm. So, and it happens with women as well. I mean, we see it with men, and it was most noted with men in the beginning, but as we can see on social media now, it's happening a lot with women. That's who they are around, so that's who they will date. We can't shoot one and let the other slide.
Right. Hey, but Drew, you know, I was heard though, I still hear the statement now, because I got people in my family that are dating outside their race now. Mm-hmm. And they say to me, us black women, we're too complicated. We cause drama. We got the baby daddy drama. Whereas white women, they get along with them all day long. They have the
same drama. They just put they show their drama or their craziness behind the curtain. They play that smile card. Mm-hmm. Yes, baby. Yes, darling.
Right.
Honey.
Yeah.
Dear.
Yeah.
I tell you what I don't support. Yeah. I tell you what I support. I tell you what I don't support. Love who you love. Right. You understand?
I'll agree with that.
But on to add to that, on the underwriting, I will also say that you should never discredit an entire group.
Right.
I agree.
Because of your experiences with some. Right. So being that I'm a man and I've dated black women, and you know, I've had several experiences that it didn't work out. I had several experiences where it just wasn't what it was supposed to be. Mm-hmm. I cannot say that black women as a whole are responsible or like that. Now we're going to flip this to how many times men have to hear ninjas ain't ish. Now that goes to your choices, which sometimes it's hard to get out of the circle that we're in because we had to date what's around us. But I can almost guarantee you, even in a small town like we live in, there is somebody that you would enjoy being with, but the inside of the package the outside of the package isn't always what you want.
Right.
Rapping isn't as great as the present inside.
Right.
And if you have a preference, especially if you become a slave to your preference,
right,
then you're repeating the same over and over. You're getting the same person with a different face.
Gotcha.
So a lot of times, as much as we want to point outwards, if you never take the time to look in that mirror, you'll never figure it out. And you'll always think it's somebody else. And I'm talking men and women. Now, for men to say that black women can be difficult, I understand. Not saying that I'm justifying it, but I can understand because that's what I know.
But white women could be difficult. Latino women could be difficult. Italian women could be difficult. I mean,
everybody difficult.
Right. Females could be difficult.
There you go.
It has a lot to do with like upbringing, because I mean, when you think about how white women were brought up with their mothers, they were already naturally installed to be like submissive and housewives, and you have to have this. So they were already, formed to be that. A lot of us black women, we were seeing our single moms work. So it's installed in us that, you have to take care of yourself. You got to make sure you have this. You got to make sure this is done. You got to make that is done. And even a lot of us seen the submissive sides of our parents as well, because I've seen both sides. So I don't have an issue being submissive. But my thing is, a lot of men want women to be submissive, but they aren't giving anything to be submissive to. Like,
Absolutely.
I don't mind being submissive to a man that's gonna lead me, and we're gonna build and we're gonna do something great. But if you about to lead me to the fucking poorhouse, I'm not submitting to that. And I'm not even gonna deal
Absolutely.
with that. And then
Right,
I'm not
right.
gonna deal with that. Then I'm gonna move on. Then that's when you get the stigma. Oh, Black women don't love Black men at their lowest. No, we do. But then we fall
Me
in love
too.
with the potential. And then when it doesn't add up, it's like you're a villain for walking away. But you know, white women, they're already installed to marry into luxury. They already installed that they deserve a higher standard of life.
Right.
Black women are always made to feel so guilty for wanting to marry into luxury or anything like that. They're painted as gold diggers. When they say they want somebody who will be able to provide, then they got to have a 50-50 conversation and what you
Right.
bring to the table and this, that, and the third. Like, that'd be too much. And then it just be misconstrued. And then a lot of ego and pride get in the way. And then that's when that compromise and, you know, all that kind of stuff come back into play. But you got to pay attention to how people was brought up. People's upbringing speaks volumes on who they are as an adult. So people just ignore the red flags, really, and then they don't take the time to heal themselves, because that's not an easy journey.
You make a good and not to cut you off, but I want to ask you, I want to ask all the ladies on here this question. I'm going to make a comment, and then I'm going to ask a question. Okay. Now, the point was made, and I know a lot of us agree with what the young lady just said, and all you young ladies. Now, the fact that there have been a lot of single parent households. So, being that there hasn't been a man around to show the women how men lead, doesn't that create a problem with women understanding how a man is supposed to lead, as opposed to how they feel a man is supposed to lead? And let me add this one statement. Because a lot of people in general, it'll be men and women, who feel that a leader is supposed to give them everything they want and make them happy. When a leader leads and has vision,
you have to teach.
May not see.
But that's just because a man wasn't in the household doesn't mean that you didn't see a leader. That didn't mean that you didn't see a provider. Like, even though, like, at some points in my life, I didn't have a stepdad, but I saw my uncles. I saw, you know, my aunt's husbands. You know, I still saw, you know, those things. It wasn't like it just totally wasn't around me. It just wasn't directly in my household for a moment. But so you still can, you know, still see how a man leads without actually having, like, you know, a father actually in the home. So I feel like people misconstrue that a lot.
But you have to keep in mind that not everybody was blessed with that situation that you had.
And yeah, they do. And I do agree that if you never seen it, then you cannot recognize it. So a lot of people do self-sabotage, but that's where you know, that point where you said they have to go in and look in the mirror at some point, because if you're always self-sabotaging and you're always in the same situations, at some point you have to realize that you're attracting that and you're accepting that. That's why you keep getting that. So I agree with the inner as well. So some people really don't see it, and some people do. It always goes to both sides on everything.
And that's the point of having conversations where there is true communication.
Effective communication.
Exactly. Too many people think, just I told you. You told me, but did you hear my response? Did you listen to what I said? Did you take the time to understand what I said and apply it to the situation? And if that doesn't happen, then you really don't have communication. You just have two people talking.
Exactly.
Because most people, I take that back. A lot of people listen to respond. They don't listen to comprehend.
Right. That's
and I stopped talking to that person the first minute in the conversation. I'm like, I ain't even gonna do this to myself.
Right, especially if it gets so confrontational right off the back. Oh no, you can't have that.
I'm like, did you just hear what I said? Because I
Right.
heard me. You didn't hear me. I heard me. You know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we're not gonna do this. We just not gonna do
Yeah. Exactly.
this.
Or when
Some
somebody
people.
hears what you said and tell you said something totally different, like what? Oh no, we're not
Oh
doing
yeah. See, and that's when I
that.
learned men and women think differently. We can say something and it will totally come out. They will dissect whatever the brain that they're using, and we be like, what? Now
Who
it'd be a little
said
intellectual level. Don't take it wrong, Drew. But you can listen to we can listen to the same. Okay, this is for example. Okay, if y'all Christian, just Christ understand, okay?
There you go.
So this is a discussion I have within my family. There shall be no other God before me. The first commandment, right? Right?
Okay. Right.
Okay. Okay, so y'all tell me what that means to y'all, and I will tell you how I dissect thou shall be no other gods before me.
You put me first.
You put me first, yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Because some people think of gods as going to Ishtar and Ra and things like that, but a god can be, if you understand the concept of what God means in the, the context, it just means that something that you worship, something that like people
idolize,
and they idolize.
Yep. Yep.
Thank you. And
so you say you should be first?
God should be first in your life.
That's
That's
God.
Yes.
He should be the head, is what he's saying.
That means that they don't put the money in front of him. Don't put your materials in front of him. None of that. None of the things that you could idolize or worship. Him first.
Okay, so I'm gonna say something else, and I'm gonna come back to this.
Okay.
He said, "Let us make man in our image."
Mm-hmm.
Let us make man in our image. Okay. How did y'all dissect what I just said in Genesis?
Yeah, I'm gonna let somebody else answer. I'm not gonna answer everything now. I want the panel to answer. I don't want it to be all about me. That's why I invited everybody. I want other people to enjoy this as well. And y'all gonna get quiet. Cricket.
I know.
Z, read that line one more time, please.
Let us make man in our image.
So if we was in the image of God, then that would mean that we are gods.
Okay.
Which is why I understand 5%ers and
okay. So the reason I said that, I'm sorry, anybody else want to answer? Okay.
Yeah.
He said, yeah.
Oh, better.
Okay, so the discussion I have in my family, I said, "Thou shalt be no other gods before me," and they'll say that you can't worship more than one God. I said, but it says, "Thou shalt have no other gods before me." The key word here to me is other. He didn't say you couldn't worship no other gods. He just said he has to be the high. He has to be the most high. He has to be the supreme. That's not how he meant it. That's how he meant it. But that's how I interpret it. That's why I went back and said, let us make man in our image. People believe that, some people believe, I will say all, the discussion in my family is, I'll say that, let us make man in our image. If he said us, let us make man in our image, there had to be more than one God at the time to create heaven and earth and hell. Right or wrong?
Okay. I see.
Yeah.
That's how I interpret. That's how I interpret it. I'm reading in it too much, I've been told.
Wow.
Okay.
That's why I say the way I think, and if I say this to a guy, I mean, and it's not just this, people interpret things differently. How what you said and how would, I'm gonna call her iPhone because her name is not up here. What iPhone said, y'all interpret it like, yeah, I agree with y'all. I agree with you too as well. Drew, you keep moving. I agree with you too as well. That's why I wanted to hear, and Stacy, and I wanted to hear y'all answer how y'all interpret things. That's all. Make sense?
Yeah, the majority of complications comes from intent and interpretation.
The majority of complications come from intent and interpretation. Okay.
That's it. That's it. Because the intent of what is written is only going to be interpreted by one who's going to be followed in too many cases. Whereas, people don't have the opportunity to think for themselves. Now, once you get the opportunity to think for yourself and you speak out, you're known as a radical, you're known as a troublemaker and all that. Now, if the interpretation of something is by someone who's going to look deeper within what is being said, those who are going to just take little bits and pieces and the outskirts and perverse whatever is being said, they're the ones that's going to mount up the masses against you. Case in point, as Black people have struggled in this country, and they've taken the same rules, the same laws, the same everything that's been given into this country that's supposed to be for all. When they look deep enough to see what that really means and they open the eyes of others, those that benefit from us being ignorant will just bring an uprising up against us. Look at what what's the guy's name? Tricky Dick. Richard Nixon.
Oh, Richard Nixon. Okay.
Yeah, in the 70s, he said, and it was written down that the Blacks had to be controlled. Afro-Americans, the Negro,
the Blacks,
they had to be controlled and demonized by the media in order to keep us in control. Because if he took office, it was right after the civil rights movement.
Drew, you're missing one part.
What's that?
You said Ronald Reagan, right?
No, he said Richard Nixon.
Richard Nixon.
Dick.
Oh yeah, Richard Nixon. Matter of fact, you got to talk on that issue that you said a couple of weeks ago. That Ronald Reagan wasn't the first white dude to push the war on drugs. You said it was somebody in the 30s. Talk about that.
No, he said after the Civil War.
Yeah, after the war, there was a morphine epidemic.
No, I'm saying I agree with that. But Drew, you said something a couple of weeks ago about somebody else that pushed the issue about war on drugs. And when we talk about Ronald Reagan, but you said somebody else. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, you were saying? I get what you're saying now. We were talking about the drug epidemic, and you were saying that it started in the 80s, and I went back on it and said that the drug epidemic actually started. Get this dang on cat every time. Now you want to play it.
That's really good.
You know what happens every time. It started
because of Paris.
After the civil, the morphine and the marijuana and all that after the Civil War, which ran into the early 1900s and had an effect on the Harlem Renaissance, which a lot of our a lot of our artists had heavy influences by those drugs. Better way, no other way to put it, by those drugs. But yeah, but what I was saying, Nixon said, and he put in force the fact that the media will portray black people in a certain light, and we see that still happening today. And it happened. He set this into place right after the civil rights movement, where blacks were trying to move forward, which the segregation thing really, it was like smoke and mirrors, because it did more harm than good. Does anybody disagree with that? That segregation did more harm than good?
Oh, yeah, it did a lot. It did a lot for it.
That's why Dr. King recanted his "I Have a Dream" speech.
There you go.
Right. You got it? All right.
Go. Let's see. We had somebody that jumped on. Let's see. We got Gianni back. We got Kwame here now. What's going on, fellas? What's going on, fellas?
What's up, panel? Let me try this again. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing?
Hello, how are you? How are you, Gianni?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well.
That's great. That is awesome.
Let me say a special what's up to my classmate. What's up, Janae? How you doing, baby?
Hey, boo. I'm doing good. What's going on?
Man, what's going on? Now, as you were saying, Drew, I couldn't. You hit on a lot of good points, man. And you know, the war on blacks, that's true. You know, they had to demonize us in the media, and hey, you said straight facts, bro. You know, and they're still doing it to this day. Now we got a little more control over that now these days, but you can still see it happening. The agenda's still there. But what I'd like to hit on, since you brought up an agenda, what about all this LGBTQ ABCDEFGHIJK agenda? You see this shit every night on fucking TV. They're trying to force this shit out.
It's Pride Month.
I don't give a damn about no damn Pride Month, man.
Look, I got a job. I'm celebrating Pride.
Fuck that. We ain't never seen this much. We ain't never seen this much kissing between two men and two women on TV every fucking night, man. This shit is ridiculous, man.
I gotta agree with G on that one.
Thank you. This shit is getting out of hand, man. And they coming after our kids, man.
That's it.
No comments.
They coming after our kids, man. See, you letting the money rule you, sis.
No.
Put the money over there. Come on now. You gotta, but it's facts though. It's facts,
I'm
right?
real comfortable like now.
Shit, here we go. Here we go. You ain't got no problem with that gay shit, but you let a nigga come here slinging dick, and you he ain't nothing but a damn dog. You wanna fuck everything woman. But you ain't got no problem with that gay shit.
No way.
Oh man, come on, man. I ain't trying to force you, but I'm saying you ain't got no problem with the gay shit, but you let a nigga come around here slinging that dick, then he a dog. He ain't nothing. He ain't what. Come on now. You know that's true now, sis. Speak on that now. Speak on that now. You know what I'm saying? Speak on that now. So you wouldn't have no problem with seeing that gay shit all the time, trying to force it to you through the media.
I am the president of I Mind My Motherfucking Business, okay?
God damn.
I mind my business.
You right,
because we
can't save everybody.
Out of my pocket
We can't save everybody. You're right. Okay, I got you. Okay, I got you.
Okay.
All right.
They ain't bothering me. I ain't gonna bother them.
All right.
Because cancel culture is real.
I don't buy into no cancel culture, man. They cancel me. I make my own money. No.
I mean, but other than that, how are you?
I'm good, see.
It's Pride Month. I'm just informing you. It's Pride Month. That's all.
Okay. All right.
You know what?
What's up, man?
OG.
What's up, bro?
Man saying the same thing about.
They ain't give a damn. Don't bring no white man into this shit. Don't bring no crackers into this shit. Nobody say nothing about no damn crackers, man.
About Black History Month.
You always gotta bring massa. Don't bring massa into this shit. We ain't talking about no massa.
He ain't my master. He
You
might be
brought him
your
up.
master.
You
I ain't
brought
calling
him up.
nobody master.
Trying to save the white man all the damn time.
Hey, hey.
I'm always trying to save a white man.
Speaking up for the white man all
A
the time.
feminist, and always trying to save the white man.
Yeah.
Hey,
The feminist.
No. What's the other chick name?
No, you Michelle Obama, because the feminist and the white man got the same talking points.
Uncle Clarence brought this up.
Yeah, we
Uncle
are calculated. You're right.
I know. God damn, boy. Drew, we ain't gonna be able to save all of us, man. You know, only a remnant. Only a remnant. Need saving.
Who you talking about?
Go ahead, Big Six.
You look, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all need saving. Others people on this panel, y'all need saving. Oh, okay.
I'm gonna do it to the end, baby.
We gonna keep the orange.
You my bro, so you know I'm gonna hold on to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it to the end.
I ain't going nowhere. Man. How much you want to get rid of me? I ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna be
what
right
you trying
here.
to say? What Big Six? What you trying to say, Bill?
Hey, man, y'all wildin'. I'm just trying to say, like, I'm looking at Uncle Clarence Thomas.
That's my dude.
Yeah.
Oh, that's your dude?
That's my dude.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, this is interesting now.
Hey, let me tell you something. No. Uncle Clarence opened Pandora's box. So guess what? You see these states?
Can't hear you.
Clarence Thomas opened this. He did it.
By the time somebody did it.
Did what?
Yeah,
we can't keep going along to get along, man. We can't get no way like that.
Because guess what? No. Let me.
I'm sorry, Big 6'9". He got me hard over here.
No, because my whole thing is what Clarence Thomas did. He put the power towards local politics. He said pretty much that the government is not going to do this. So now you got to look at your local politics and say, okay, cool.
I did. I voted today.
Yeah. So my whole thing is you got a problem with the issue. Now you got to look at your local politics. You can't go to the Supreme Court. You can't go to the federal government. You can't go to them. You got to look at
that's the way it should be, man.
So what made them reverse the case? Why?
I'm just saying.
What's their agenda?
They said that it should be the state's right to dictate laws of, you know what I'm saying? It's a bunch of bullshit, but I agree with them because
go ahead.
If you really think about it, if you look at the local level, like OG say in the past interview, if you show up, you can kind of change things. Why are you looking at the federal government?
And you're right, Big Six. And go ahead and land your plane, brother.
It's a local issue now. It really is a local issue now because guess what? The decision been made. South Carolina now it's illegal to do a lot of things. So guess what? Who's you mad at? Is you mad at Joe Biden? Is you mad at the Supreme Court? Or is you mad at your local politicians? Because guess what? They trying to make that shit really illegal. The local one.
They say they're going for now. First they're going to reverse the case, then they're going to go after contraceptives. Give me a break. Are you serious?
Well, they do. Well, the reason why they overturned the case because the white numbers are dwindling. They won't be the majority in 20-25 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So it's really, in all actuality, it has little to do with black folks. You know,
but they're still not gonna be gonna realize how many of their daughters be aborting them black babies that they be pregnant with. And then they still gonna be black babies. So I mean they really ain't nothing, but they're not gonna stop abortions, they're just stopping safe abortions. People are still gonna have abortions.
Yeah, they're gonna get the plan B.
But the thing is, people gonna start
a plan B
having
is not
unsafe
an
abortions.
abortion.
But
A
they get
plan
rid of
B
that
is
damn
not an
kid though.
abortion. They are going to do a whole bunch of different things to get rid of those kids.
Mhm.
It's just gonna be
Yeah.
like back in the day before they were legal. Like,
Exactly.
it's not gonna
Yes.
stop abortions. It's just gonna stop safe abortions.
Safe.
Like that's it. That's
But
all.
y'all,
You see
A lot of
you see
women are
people
gonna do
buying up a lot of Plan B. I
Yeah,
wish I
and
thought of it. I ain't gonna
for
sit
the
here and lie
brothers,
to you.
for the brothers, especially my young brothers, watch your seed. Well, I ain't brothers our age. We done probably had our kids, but for the younger brothers, we gotta advise them: watch your seeds. Don't be out here fucking them little girls with no rubbers,
Yeah,
and
'cause
watch how
that's
you carry
how
yourself around here because you
nobody
gotta
should
protect
decide
yourself.
that. Right, because nobody should decide that for anybody because anybody can get pregnant. Everybody shouldn't be a parent though.
Yeah, but
I'll put-
if you're using abortion as a contraceptive, is that
Mm,
murder?
I'm
No,
not
we should
saying
just
you
we
use
just
it
need
as
to
a
stop having
contraceptive.
casual sex. How about that?
Sometimes,
That's right. Yeah,
sometimes,
close your damn legs. That's it. Close
but
them
I'm
Not
damn
talking
close
legs.
our
about like
legs. You don't want our legs
Raining all over
closed.
the place.
Nah,
You
women
don't want our
control
legs.
sex. Women
I'm
control
not
sex, so it's
saying
totally up to women.
I'm not
Women
talking
control sex now.
I'm not
hey,
talking about
Close our legs. You hear me, sisters? Close your legs.
That's
that's
right.
about
You s-
Hey, y'all
That's
there.
about especially if you got some miles on it, it doesn't wear down.
Hey,
Don't be trying to throw that shit all around out here.
you
if
Ain't
just
nobody
all
want
the
that kind
women
of box out here,
we
man.
need to
hey,
like, oh Lord, anybody closing their legs if they
hey,
got miles on it, they
but
gonna take more
listen,
miles on it.
Yeah,
Shit,
ain't nobody
listen,
want no
I'm
damn.
if all
I'm gonna get me till the day, till the
Ain't
last
but
day.
nobody
listen,
want no. I ain't paying full price for no '89 Honda. Fuck that.
but wait,
Shit.
if
Close your
all
damn
the
legs.
women close their legs, who are the men gonna sleep with?
OD,
We'll
That community
find
that he's
something.
talking about.
They
We'll
had.
find something.
You look, you and
The
guess what?
women
Guess
outnumber
what? They
men,
will.
so
You're
we'll
right.
find
They will
something.
find
We find
something.
something. So we ain't worried
They
about
will
that.
find
We ain't
something.
worried about
But
that.
I
We'll
wasn't
find
speaking
something.
on the women who just have abortions for fun, but sometimes like sometimes autistic women be out there get caught slipping. They don't need to be out here having no kids. They can't
hey,
take care of themselves.
And I'm
Or
pretty
the
sure
women
a
who
rape
can't.
victim. I'm pretty sure a rape victim don't want to look at a child, even
A
though
rape,
it's her child.
a rape
no,
victim
no.
is 1% of the people who get
Or
abortions.
a
It's not a
woman
majority
who have
part.
to choose her life or her child's life.
Or her
That's
child.
not fair.
Well, think about that before you book up. Before you get in
Oh
that
my
position,
Sometimes you
God!
think
don't
See,
know
about
this
it.
is
that,
why
Miss
you ain't
Wait.
got no. This
Sometimes
is
you
why
Okay.
don't
you
know
don't
that.
have no estrogen.
Right.
You
You
can
Yeah,
have
sound
come
some
on
estrogen.
now. Come on
What
now.
herb?
Come
you
Let
on
me
now.
sound
look up.
crazy
What
because
herb can do the estrogen?
A man
listen.
can't get no
Please
pussy if a woman don't give him no
But
consent other
listen,
than
you
rape.
sound crazy because sometimes you don't find
See,
out
this is
these
why I yelled
problems.
at him, y'all. When he first came on, this is why I yelled at him.
Yeah, you don't
Uh,
find out these problems sometimes with your body until you're pregnant, and then the doctor tell you what's going on. You don't. I mean, life is not so black and white as men
Yes, it
try to
is.
make it
Yes, it
It is
is.
not.
Yes,
seem.
it
Not.
is.
No.
Yes, it
Not
is.
you don't
Yes,
because
it really is.
you don't know
You
the
know
because you
what
don't know how
a
a woman's
woman know
body
a
works.
woman know within 3 minutes whether she want to give it through some pussy or not. So don't
It don't
hand me
got
that
nothing to
shit.
do with that. Y'all always be
Yeah,
focused
dude.
on giving some pussy or not. Like certain
Just
things,
like
just like,
women like sex, just like men like sex.
and
That's where
they
I'm coming
do.
from.
But why don't
Right.
men ever make
Oh my
any
goodness.
accountability for making a baby?
We do. They always hold us accountable. They've been holding us accountable for babies we don't make.
I mean, look, y'all. I'm gonna say that. My grandma used to say how that boy climbed up on her and got that boy climb on her and got that girl pregnant. That's what my grandma
Oh
used to
no,
say. So
no, your grandmama wrong because
I
grandmama
mean,
she
as
opened her
adults, you know your
legs because she
decisions.
been
grandma
hot
was
down there
right.
too.
Grandma
No,
was right.
As
That
adults,
boy
you know the
put his little
consequences.
stink tail on that girl and got her pregnant.
grandmama done got hot down there too.
Hey,
Yeah,
that
Of
was
you know the
grandma.
course.
That's all I mean.
consequences of your
Okay,
But
all
decisions.
we ain't
right
Nobody
now.
can
disrespecting
take your
grandmas.
All
right
right,
away
I'm
from
gonna
you.
come find
my
you.
grandmama too.
Let me do
My
my
grandmama
research right
too.
now. Talk about
Hey, I
grandma.
was told that aspirin is the best contraceptive. I was told this a long time ago. Aspirin is the best
Aspirin.
contraceptive.
Aspirin.
Yep, because if a woman takes an aspirin and holds it between her legs, as long as that aspirin stay between her legs, she'll never get pregnant.
Oh, wow.
And here's the thing: women have over 20 something methods of birth control. So what's the problem?
They kill
You said
you.
what?
They take your
Not
hair
all
out.
of
They
them.
give you
Not all
cancer.
of them.
That
And so,
does
but
your
for over
body
20
damage.
something methods of birth control for women,
It's
one of them will
condoms
fit your
too.
system.
But your boy said he
Condoms.
going after contraceptive. And then
And
what?
condoms.
Right.
Uh,
And
this
condoms. Your boy
this
coming
this
after
Roe
contraceptive.
versus
All
Wade forced
27.
women to
So
take
what you
more
gonna do?
accountability.
What you gonna do,
Find
John,
one
when he
that
come
fits
after
your
your
system.
27 contraceptives? What you gonna do?
Try one of them. One of them will work.
He bet if he go after it and there is no more contraceptive like your boy wants.
Oh man. See, here we
I'm
go
just
with the
letting you
lack
know
of
what your boy
accountability.
wants.
Here we go
Your
with the lack of
Uncle Clarence
accountability.
Thomas say
Here
he
we go
going
with the
after
lack of
contraceptives.
accountability. The same old Zandra,
Zandra.
Zandra
But hold
with
on.
the same old lack of accountability.
Did we just say
Just like a
that
typical
people hear
feminist.
what they want to hear?
Just like a typical
About
feminist.
that, ladies.
Hey,
So
lad,
he
Brett.
said, no, Gian, but then you just said your boy, Clarence Thomas. You said that was your boy. You just said
Yeah,
that,
that's
right?
my boy. Yeah,
Okay, and then
got the
you just
nuts to
mentioned
speak on it.
27 contraceptives that we
Right.
can get on, right?
It's
Did you just say
available
that,
for
right?
women. Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
so your boy, and this is a factual statement because he said it. He is coming after 27 contraceptives. Then what are you gonna do?
Close your damn legs. Marry before you carry.
My legs. We got too many. You know what? We ain't having a damn conversation. Shut up.
Thank you.
Shut up.
Here we go. Here we go. That's what Clarence telling you to do. Close your leg, quit being so hot in the ass, hot girl summer, going down to Miami and all kind of shit. Then want to be treated like a queen. Fuck that. Hell no.
Next he gonna say only married couples can be intimate. Everybody else,
Well,
y'all have it.
Well, that's the way you're
That
supposed
is
to
a
do
sin.
it. Well, you're supposed to be married to have sex anyway, but we know how that goes.
Well, no, the first person you knew, that's the person you should have married.
Yeah.
Did you marry the first person you knew?
Hell no.
I ain't think so. Guess what?
I cannot.
Hell no. Plus, women don't want to be married these days. Women don't want to be married these days. Right. Why should a man go through all? Why should a man do all these dog and pony tricks when women don't want to be married these days?
How you know women don't want to be married?
Gianni, you can't say
Go ahead,
You
Steve.
missed that earlier part of the conversation when they was talking about internal work.
No, G, I beg to differ. I'm a female and I want to be married.
Okay, 1 out of 4. 1 out of 4.
I just want to marry any old thing.
What about you, Z? What about you, Janae? What about you?
I definitely want to be married.
Hey. Priority. I'm gonna be honest. It's not the top priority. If I get married, and it's what it is. But it's not gonna make me put my head in the sand and I'm depressed behind it. No.
Thank you.
No, it's not.
I'm glad. I appreciate your honesty, Nate.
I appreciate your honesty. But at 67, when I retire, I'm getting married because somebody getting these benefits.
Ain't nobody want those. Ain't nobody. Ain't nobody want no 67 Buick with all the miles on it. Hell no. Keep that shit in the goddamn garage. The going rate for a 67 Buick ain't got no damn value out here. That shit in the garage.
95 Buicks. How about that?
Daddy, you need to stop.
Fuck no.
Anybody want a 95-year-old with
damn rust spots on it, the engine about going, goddamn exhaust done fucked up. Ain't nobody with no 67 Buick. Hell no. I don't want that shit.
You need to stop. Y'all need to stop.
Hell no. Then you want a motherfucker to pay full price. Hell no, ain't nobody paying no full price for no 67 Buick. Then you gotta pay insurance and all that shit. No, get tires for the motherfucker. Shit, man.
That's right. You know what? You're wrong.
No, hell no. I ain't buying that shit.
Calm down.
You gotta have one, ladies. You gotta have that one.
Yeah, y'all better find them.
From laughing.
You better find them quick, then, because even the simps starting to catch on now. Ain't as many simps as it used to be. So you better find you a simp or something. Yeah.
How many count? What they say? Count the roses.
It counts up.
Count the roses.
Or
HD, what's up, big guy?
Yeah, obviously, man. What did I come into?
You came into the right conversation, man. You being the elder statesman, you know what I'm talking about, man. You know exactly what I'm talking about, HD.
Yeah.
Me, that 67 Buick ain't got no value out here no more now. Especially if you need work done to it. She told me she's 67. You better go on with that shit.
Oh my goodness.
So when y'all get rusty?
Oh my God.
I don't know.
Get rusty?
But if I'm 67, I ain't really looking for nothing at that point.
You ain't gotta look for it, but you gonna be filling up all them girls.
No, yeah, them young. I go to South Carolina State, find me a young one to buy some Waffle House or something. And you know,
girls ain't want no worms.
Yeah, they want that money though. They want that money though. They want that green though. They want that
Johnny,
green
you gonna
though.
be there fell asleep before you get any.
Exactly.
Shit. When I pull up, hey, when I pull up in that Corvette, they gonna say,
and they gonna ride. They gonna ride.
Damn right.
And you gonna go to sleep. And
well,
that's what you gonna do.
The old women want the money too. So I'd rather give it to a young one. I ain't giving my money to.
No, we making our own.
You can keep on. But the only thing that, well, don't complain about nothing, then. Don't complain about a goddamn thing. I don't want to hear no complaints. I don't want to hear nothing about niggas ain't shit. A man do this, a man do that. No, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Ain't nobody say that. See this
making your own money.
His head.
I don't say that. I don't say nothing about a man and women.
Who hurt you?
Fuck that. You hurt me. You hurt me. That's who hurt me. You hurt me. Goddamn, you hurt me. That's who hurt me. Here we go. That 1985 color purple rhetoric. Who hurt you?
I said
color. Them color purple talking points.
Here
we go with them Oprah Winfrey 1986 talking points. Go ahead, Jenny Jones, Ricky Lake.
From the 70s. You know Kunta Kinte? See?
Yeah.
See? That's why
I know who Kunta Kinte is.
Clara's nephew. You
Damn right. That's my uncle. Fuck yeah.
Don't tell nobody else.
Right.
Don't tell nobody else.
By the time Unc say something, because if you left it up to your girl, Kamala Harris or Michelle Obama, they wouldn't say nothing.
Oh no!
I bet you wouldn't say that to Michelle face. Look,
I would. I'll fight that manly bitch. I'll fight her ass like a goddamn man too.
Yeah.
She got shoulders big as mine. I play football.
No.
Hey, Johnny. What's up?
Man, Johnny, stop.
No, I'm being serious. Now I'm being honest. Go ahead. Who that shit? Cuomo, what's up, man?
What's up, bro? Hey, I'm coming home. Actually, tomorrow I'm coming home. I'm coming through Columbia, give you a hug, man.
No, I don't need no hug. No, I don't need no hug. I'm speaking for most men. I'm speaking for most men.
You're speaking for you. Stop.
I'm speaking for most men. Most men would agree. And if they're being honest on this panel, ain't nobody cowtown for no pussy on this panel. I'm speaking for most men. Fuck that.
Lord, men, this y'all representatives? Oh gosh.
I say most men.
Okay, so they're not part of your
how you feel though. I'm glad to hear how you feel.
Thank you. Be honest, man. All that other shit, man. Fuck that.
We need to hear how you feel.
I don't want you to suppress. Do you still date black girls? Do you still respect black women?
I've dated them all. I respect some of them.
What makes you disrespect?
You say that too. I get that too. I get that too. Because it's something that I don't respect. It's some black women I agree. Respect.
I totally agree.
I get you. I ain't
saying we like everybody. We ain't saying we like y'all.
That's the honesty of communication.
Right. Damn, I'm 50 years old. Ain't no lying about nothing.
How old are you?
Damn near 50.
See? You got that spider webs coming. It's coming.
That's fine. Shit, I done did what I had to do.
Some of them. You
done
ain't
did what
did
I had
all
to
that you
do.
had to do.
You ain't did all. You
I
only
done did what I had to
52.
do,
He's
man.
49. I done
Hey,
had
look,
some
I don't
49-year-olds.
press nothing. I don't press nothing. I'm at
That's
the
it.
best place. I'm at the best place I've ever been in my life. I'm making the most money I ever made in my life. I'm good.
Don't press. Don't press.
Yeah, I ain't pressing nothing, man. Yeah. I done turned down more pussy
Some
than
he
most men
don't.
get.
I want to see you on a date. I just want to
No,
see
I
you.
don't go date. How do you date now? What do you call a date, Z?
Okay, I'm
How do you
sorry.
date now?
I want to see you in
Bro,
public
let me
out
hear
with
this.
someone having.
How do you no. I asked you a question, Zendra. How
What
do
is a
you date
date?
now? What is a date?
Going out, getting to know someone in a specific place that they meet that they both will enjoy. It can be
When
at the
that
gun
happen?
range. It can be at dinner. It can be at the Axe. It can be on the park.
Oh, okay. All
I
right.
mean,
Because
you know,
I don't know
some
how to
dates can
date
be
now. I don't
free.
date. I don't date. So I'm asking. I don't know how to date now.
Oh,
I don't because I just don't do it.
okay.
Wasting my goddamn money on that shit, man. And got to put up with all kind of
I said
foolishness.
free dates. Damn, I did say we
A
at the
date can
park.
be free. You don't have to spend money to go on a date.
No, you can go in the park and enjoy the birds singing. That's free gift
Man,
right there.
most women don't want to do that shit.
That's how you know. You date most women?
Just my opinion.
See? Oh, I am so glad you said that word.
So
tonight.
you said it as a fact.
Most women don't want that shit. You bring up the well.
Oh
you
my
know,
God! I just caught that.
Let's go to
Well,
go
that's
to
what you choose to pick.
if it don't apply, let it fly.
Earlier, you said you was gonna pick you up a young girl that wanted some Waffle House. Why would
I said I could.
go to the park?
I could.
That's
I
on
could.
you. That's the choices that you make.
Damn right, I
Don't
could.
categorize
I
us
could.
because
But most women don't want them kind of dates
choose
these
that.
days,
So
man. They
stop
call you a
want the
cheap
woman with the low
fucker, man.
standards.
So
You
stop
know?
going to the most and go to the other. If the
I
most
don't
is
date.
working, go to
That's
the
what I'm
other.
telling you. I don't
You have
date.
options.
I don't
You
date.
have options.
Okay, but if you don't date, then you don't know what most people gonna
I
do.
do. I
You
can
ain't
still
not
have
that
my
dating,
opinion.
so
I
you
can
can't
still have
really
my
have
opinion.
an opinion.
Gianni, you said it like that. Come on, bro.
Right. I can still have my opinion about what
You
I see
can't
going
have
on
an
in the
opinion
world.
on
I ain't
something
blind to
that
what's
you're not
going
doing.
on.
Gianna,
I'm not blind to what's going on.
That
But
means
where
that
you
you're
see
not
that,
in the
Gianni?
right category. You're not in the right bracket. You're not looking in the right areas.
And that's in your opinion. You can have that opinion. That's okay.
It is because there's plenty of women that want to go to the park.
And that's your opinion.
Women want to go to the park.
Listen, that's
That's
your
a
opinion.
fact.
It's
not an
okay.
opinion.
But in
That's
my
a
opinion, I don't. No, that's your
That's
fact.
a fact.
Do you approach a woman?
That's
no,
a fact.
hell no. Approach for what?
So if any woman want to be, if any woman have to, I'm gonna say it because this is how you're thinking. I think. So if anyone want to spend time with you because your time is valuable,
I'm working. I don't have time today. I'm working.
you guys, okay.
I work.
Great answer. And I'm gonna leave it at that.
Thank you.
So obviously you don't want to talk about it.
Waste my time with no money, no date, man. What? No. No. But for those men that want to date, you know, yeah, cool.
I want to say some things, but you know.
Say them.
Yeah, don't stop.
This is my first night with these ladies. I'll do it the next time.
Oh man, go ahead. Don't act like that.
What you gonna say? It's all right.
You're right. Say what you gonna say, man.
Don't bite your tongue. That hurts.
This ain't your first time.
Okay, seriously, Dion. So you're saying that most women do not want to date. You ain't spending your money on them. You will find a chick to take the Waffle House. So do you spend money? Do you spend money being intimate with someone? Does she come to your house?
No,
you go to her house? Do you pay? Well, you ain't paying for the hotel. You said you ain't spending no money.
And she ain't coming to my house either. Hell
so you been her over where?
I don't look to even do that. You know.
What?
No. No. It ain't worth it. Look, man, I done had my share, okay?
So you tell me if the Lord spend
I done had my share.
If the Lord spend your
If
life
I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. I ain't pressed about it.
For the next
That's
50
what I'm
years,
saying.
you gonna just not have no
No. I ain't saying that.
I'm
I'm just telling you, I'm not pressed about it.
Your hand's gonna get tired.
And they ain't tied yet. I've been doing this since 13.
Next 50 years is a long time.
I don't need it like that. I don't want no funky box all on my shit, man. Fuck
You know what?
Ain't even a funky box before.
around here trying to sell that shit, man. I don't want that shit. Keep that shit in the keep that shit in the garage. Where is that?
Damn, where you going to go get your girls from? The Pink?
I don't even, man. Girls ain't even that serious, man. They ain't,
Yeah,
they ain't even that serious,
I saw
man.
that last episode. I'm like, what?
Honey, he down in the girls get
Man, don't worry about no damn
they
woman like that.
selling coochie and
It's
stuff.
more other. It's like this. It's more other areas for men to focus their purpose and their life on other than women. That's what I'm saying.
I agree. And
Yeah,
that's
but
Right.
it's like
all around the
it's like,
board.
but
I
yeah,
agree.
Right.
I mean, we women
I
can say the
agree.
same thing, but it's nice
And
to have
y'all,
a man
and
around
it's
But
every
ain't
now
okay.
and
nothing
then.
wrong
Right,
with
and I get it.
companionship either. It's nothing wrong
Well,
with
see, I don't
companionship. It's
like
nothing
getting
wrong
down
with
like
having
that.
a
I got a
balance.
problem. I got a problem with trust and all kind of not. Then that's my problem.
Well,
I
that
don't
sounds
trust
like,
like that.
you gotta
Yeah,
heal
so
some things.
I'm
Gotta
healed. I'm
touch.
fine. Like I said, I'm making the
You
most
ain't
money I ever
healed.
made in my
You
life.
not.
Let me
You
reiterate
say
that.
you got a problem in heels.
I'm making
No.
the most money I ever made in my life. I'm
That don't mean
fine.
nothing.
Yes,
Are you
it
happy?
does. I'm
It does
happy.
mean something,
I'm
but I'm just
good.
saying, like your
I got the
mental and
things I
all that
want.
has to be attached
I'm
to.
about
Your
to get me
soul
I'm
has to
about to
be
get me
good.
I'm about to get me a dog, and it's about to be football season.
Oh,
So
you
I'm
about
Oh yes,
it's
I
about to
just
be
got a dog too. I
right.
love
That's what I'm
a dog.
saying. So I'm good.
I
You
need it
know?
every now and then.
Good.
Sorry.
I'm so
Sorry.
glad.
Yeah, I admit that. Yeah,
Sorry.
every now and then it's cool, but all this pressing to get it and chase it and spend money, no.
Oh no, ain't
I
nobody
mean,
say
I get
all that.
that.
I was just wondering how you
Going back to
take a
spending money,
guy
Gianni.
female out on a date, but you said you ain't spending no money. So
Going back to spending money. Yeah, what is
Gotta-
that all about?
He said,
yeah,
about
fuck
to get a
that.
dog. It's football
somebody did
season.
him
Because
dirty.
for most men in the dating market, you have to spend some money if you want to have a good time. For
And
men.
And women too, because you
Yeah,
got a lot of women taking
okay.
care of men out here too now.
Well,
So
y'all
it's
picking
both
some,
ways,
y'all
Gianni.
picking some,
No,
y'all
I
picking
no,
some,
ain't no
y'all
y'all,
picking some,
because I
y'all
ain't
picking
gonna
some
do it.
So
bum
I
I
take
dudes,
care of my
man.
son.
Because
I
for
know
me,
high maintenance, and
if
I
y'all
know
gotta pay for
high
dues, that's on
maintenance.
y'all. That's cool. Y'all making y'all money. But
No,
for
it ain't
men, I'm speaking
y'all.
from a man's
I
perspective.
said
I'm speaking
it's
from a
both
man's
ways.
perspective. I can't speak from a woman's perspective. When for dating for men and women are different. Dating for men and women are different.
Majority
Everybody's
of
trying
the
to
time,
take the same role lately, so I can't
Uh,
say that it's
Well,
different.
that's
well,
true.
Everybody's
I was
if you
gonna
want to
say,
look at it, if you want to look
you
at it from a
know,
masculine standpoint, yeah, you can say that. You know,
yeah, everybody trying to take the same role lately, so I can't say.
Mhm.
I really
Right,
can't
that's
say
what
that
I'm
it's
saying.
I
So,
different.
don't want
you
to
know,
leave. I mean, if you
but
need
some women
everything else in
do.
your life, you just want to
Some
sit
women
back
do.
and just let somebody else do the work.
I ain't
And
trying
my
to.
relationship is it. I don't want to lead in my relationship.
Right, I get it. You
I
want a man to lead, and
don't
that's the way it
lead.
should be.
I don't want to lead, but I want to be able to lead. See, when he fall, I need to be able to step
Oh
up.
yeah,
So
that's
that's the
automatic.
way I
Yeah,
feel
that's
about
called a
it.
help
So,
me. Yeah, that's
yeah,
cool.
that's
Right.
where I'm at with it. But
Yeah,
I
that's a
mean,
help me. I get being a
Right.
help me. I can see that.
Yeah, but if
that's how it's
anybody
supposed
wants
to
to take lead in a relationship, hey, have it.
Yeah. You know,
be. But
but if you're trying to pull your dick out on me now, wait a minute. Now don't pull your dick out now. You know, your dick in
I
your
ain't gonna
bed.
never say that.
Yeah. So why do it women being masculine pulling their dick out?
and then trying to take over. Okay, I get.
Yeah.
Nah, don't worry about it.
Some women do that shit. I ain't with that shit now. You know.
I didn't expect my helpmate to want that shit. You know.
Find you a masculine man.
unfortunately,
Do none of that.
there is a large number of women that cannot relegate control. They have to have total control. And for
Right.
those women out there that don't need the control, like that want to give that man control, and when they hear these conversations, you have to understand that there is a large number of women who want to run everything.
Right.
Believe that I call them micromanagers.
They ain't micro, they macro.
Right.
They
Ain't nothing micro about that shit.
Because the man was taken out of the home. I mean, so they've been running stuff by themselves. You know, it's so that's the reason. You know, one of the major reasons, not the reason, but
you can't want to be a macro manager, but don't like nobody else. micromanaging you.
That's
and that's
it.
why I see
a lot of
I
women
see
are like
a
that.
lot of that.
Yeah.
I see
So
a lot of that.
when it comes to and what we hear often as men, we talk about that. We mention that. We lament it. We say that's not what we want. And you know what we hear? You know we get back, well, go date a man then.
Oh,
Well,
shit.
instead of their feminine.
That's what I'm telling y'all now.
Yeah.
You say you're not.
Now, what you mean now? They've been saying that when we've been complaining about it. For the longest time, men have not had the right to say anything because it's
Nothing.
always our fault.
Right, right.
And now that men are having voices, the problem is
Somebody in the matrix.
Somebody what?
Go ahead,
Wow,
G.
what you say?
In the matrix.
You breaking up, G. I don't know what he said.
Me either.
I don't get it.
Must be that T-Mobile service.
Hey. Love the T-Mobile now.
Hey, oh man.
Word on the street. Word on the street. Y'all got synthetic phones. That's the word on the street.
The black man's voice been taken. So I said the black man's voice been taken a long time ago. You know, I heard a lot of things said about how, you know, you're dating because of who you're around. No, you're dating because of how they portray us against each other. This is how they put us against. This is how they took the black man out of the home and made him look like a bitch. You know, they beating him in front of his woman. They gave us welfare. They doing all of this stuff, making us feel like we independent without him. So that's where the voice went a long time ago, and we're just not seeing, we're not getting connected like we should to see what the setup actually was.
That was taken away during slavery.
God.
Right.
It was. I mean, the white man.
It was, but it continued. It continued.
Right,
Even when
right.
we got a voice back,
it
continued, and it is continuing. Now it's continuing through social media. What are they
Right.
doing? They still pinning us against each other. We, as women, we get on social media to bash the black man. Hey, we got something to say. This is the conversation we having right now. This is where we need to say that. We don't need to say for the white man to hear what everything we got to say. And another thing is that, yeah, and then so we're helping each other. We helping kill each other. Men do the same thing that black men do it to black women. Y'all got too much attitude. You got an attitude because when they took y'all out of the home or y'all went and followed something else, we had to take care of the home by ourselves. We had to deal with these snotty-nosed kids. We had to do this. It's not a one person's fault. It's just what was put into us against each other. And so this is where we're not connected.
Right.
We're not connected.
I would recommend going to research the Moynihan report. And in a nutshell, the Moynihan report summarizes that when the government gave black women welfare and all these benefits, you expected the households to, remain intact. But instead, like Janae mentioned, black men were taking out the homes. But when black men got jobs, black women still continued to get those benefits. So they didn't need us, even though we were getting jobs. So
they said we didn't need it. Yeah.
No, but go check out the Moynihan report. Yeah. You research the Moynihan report. It'll break it all down. It was done before most of us were even born. HD, you may know something about the Moynihan report.
I do.
But it's before I was born and before Generation X kind of came along. But the Moynihan report summarizes everything. I'm telling you, man. So
they predicted using human nature, using what they knew from human nature, because some people may not agree with it, but if you have all that you need in the household, and like it's been said, you might need some here and there, but you don't have to put up with, for anybody that's been in a relationship, you understand there are things you have to put up with and things you have to, in order to keep the relationship going. But if you feel you don't have to put up with that, you just let them in every now and then, and you still have something to take care of the household, especially with the mindset of many not to exceed any type of expectation, but just to keep your head above water and be happy. Because we as people have found a way to survive, and with the least amount of whatever, and still be happy. So as long as they kept that mindset that we're still happy with the least amount, if we give them the least amount and keep them happy and keep that black man out of the household, that's going to be to our benefit. And that's just human nature, dealing with human nature and history rolled into one.
Do you really? I wonder if they thought it was going. I wonder if they thought, because you could say they're very calculated.
Yes.
They're very calculated. So I'm wondering, did they thought it would last this long?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, it's done on purpose. Yeah, it's done on purpose.
Every move is a calculated step.
Every move. Every.
So they working. So we still working on 40 years ago while they now move on to the next 100 years.
Listen, they started, what we're working on now is something that they started in the 17 and 1800s.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
They are hundreds of years ahead because they've had power to be hundreds of years ahead. You got to understand. We weren't able to do anything, which is the difference between a prejudice and racism, which they like to call blacks. We don't have the power to control, so we can't be racist. We can only be prejudiced. And racism was part of this country since its inception. The power has always been with them, and they've always been hundreds of steps ahead. And anytime that we try to regain any position, here they are. There's something we came up with 50, 60 years ago in order to implement to push us back to where they were. You know, the police problem. Remember now, the police, they didn't have the police force like they have now after slavery, during Reconstruction. That was when they started the ghettos. That's when they instituted chain gangs. That was when they put us back in bondage. Because the 13th Amendment said that if you break the law, you can return to being a slave. So once again, here we go, and we fast forward to the early 1900s, and here we go. Monkey, get your behind down now. Then we have where the ghettos.
Damn, that just worked perfectly. Go ahead.
This dang old
cat. You cat monkey. Lord.
Man, you got a damn cat. Man, get that pussy out your lap, man.
Everything else. Now, when the Depression came, we found out that misery doesn't love company. Because the same way we've been living since the end of the Civil War, now they get a taste of it.
Yeah.
But they implement things now. As much as they like to talk about Roosevelt being such a great man, he was part of all that as well.
You talk about
Franklin D.
Yeah.
Not Teddy, but Franklin D. The same one that shunned Jesse Owens. But they don't talk about that. They want to talk about how Hitler didn't shake his hand, but they didn't say anything. Monkey, I done told you to stop.
Man, that goddamn pussy, man. Put that pussy up, man.
This joke over here, he want to play. But you know, like I said, they talk about Hitler, but they didn't talk about how Roosevelt invited all the other Olympians to the White House except for Jesse Owens, except for the black ones. Well, they all got letters or something like that, except for Jesse. So, but every step along the way, it's been something to keep us. Yeah, you can fight in the war, but when you come back, you still gotta go to the back of the bus. We're not getting anything. And now look at it. There's no way in the world that our kids should have to worry about the same police brutality that our great-grandparents had to worry about.
That's true.
Right.
There's no way. There's no logical way that it happened. There's no logical way that even in 2022, that there can be laws about our hair to keep us from getting jobs. There's no way in the world that they should be able to come up with any rules or laws that says locks are not accepted. But you went all through the 80s with spikes and mohawks. There's no way. So like I said, it's been implemented way back then. Anytime we catch up, no, we got to push you back a little bit more. We got to keep you past arm's length because we don't want you close enough to touch us. Man, listen.
Yeah, exactly. Facts, bro. Facts, man. So as it stands today, and we see how the political climate is, do you think it's still in Black people's, so-called Black people's interest to continue to support the Democratic Party? Now, let me add in a caveat. The Republican or the Democrats give a damn about us now. But I'm saying for the past 40 to 60 years, we've been voting Democrat and no policies have been in place to change anything for us. Speaking as from a lineage standpoint for us. So should we continue to support the Democratic Party?
So let me ask you this. Should we still continue to support the Republican Party here in South Carolina?
No, I mean, either one don't give a damn about us now. So I'm just saying, but as Black people,
I agree, but you're saying
but as Black people, most of us vote Democrats.
Okay.
We do.
I'll say a lot of Blacks. I'll start a lot of Blacks.
Yeah, 95% of Blacks vote Democrat.
But what I'm saying is, you're saying if we want to see change, we need to vote Republican. So this is a Republican state. Is it fairly to say that we should vote Democrat because of the things we've seen in South Carolina within the last 40 years?
I think most Black folks, we have conservative views on things, so we should support the conservative issues and vote our best interests.
You ain't asked my question about the state, though.
Damn the state. Vote your best interests. If your best interest is Democrat, you continue to vote Democrat.
So,
your best interest is conservative, you vote conservative.
Okay, so why did you ask that question?
Because the Democrats have done nothing for Black folks, and we still continue. We giving them we continue to give our votes for nothing.
So the Democrats in the state
has what? What are you talking about?
Exactly my point. You are saying that should Black folks, because the Democratic Party has not done anything for us, that we should think about voting another way.
Right. Vote your interest. If you got conservative views, vote conservative.
I'm saying the same thing about South Carolina. Since the Republican Party has not changed us in the last 40 years, should South Carolina go straight Democratic and on the state level? Since you want us to go Republican.
No, I ain't said no. I don't say I don't. I ask you a question. I just say I want you to go either way. You can sit it out. You can sit it out for all I care. I ain't voting. I'm sitting it out. I'm voting with my feet. I ain't even going.
Yeah, I think what's happening, what he's saying, Zenda, and I
know what he's saying. I get what he's saying.
Thank you, HD, clarifying for me.
I understand what he's saying, but my thing is,
let the man talk. Let the man get his thoughts out. Go ahead, HD.
Because he agreeing with you.
I'm listening.
Anyway, go ahead, HD.
What I am saying, to answer your question, so I would say for the past years, decade even, I have not cast my vote for any particular party. I've casted my vote as a result of the change I would like to see.
In that particular person. And their views. I totally agree.
So if it means that there is someone of the Democratic Party that represents the values in which I may see I will want change, and I would go with that party or whatever. I have voted. I think I've voted twice Republican out of all the years I've been able to vote, because of the way in which it actually catered to my values.
Thank you. So vote your best interest, man.
I'm not particularly a Democrat just because it says, it means that, this is for us as Black people, because I think even the right wing would even suggest, and all of the arguments they've had, even with Trump in the office, that this is the left wing vote, as to say that this is the Black wing, the Blacks that are basically catering to this particular Democratic Party. I don't necessarily agree. I think there are a lot of other conservative blacks that are out there that do
Right.
aside from a Democratic Party that's not just Democratic, it's not just Republican either. You know, you have a lot of other parties that are out there, and you know, and from what I can see, a lot of people are starting to make change, and they're asking these particular questions to these particular party goers, like the Trumps, the Bidens. You know, what has he done? You know, this is a Democratic, right? But
he ain't done shit.
Think about it. What is the change? And compare that to what we didn't particularly want in Trump, and look at the change in which he's made. And then we sit up here, we second guess our thoughts, because I'm like, does that mean that the value system in which Trump, even though he was a nut, was of a greater value for us as blacks?
In some ways, he was.
So I would argue that we have to look at more or less than the party. We have to look at the person and how it actually how it affects us.
Right. Vote your interest. Appreciate that, HD.
I just asked the question. I mean, I get where you're coming from, because I call myself a Republican, a Democrat, and a Democrat and a Republican, because I see point as a person who see both views from different from both party lines, and it depends on the individual. There is a Republican senator here in South Carolina. She's trying to pass the medical cannabis law. She's trying to push it. She's trying to make it become medical marijuana, but they keep hesitating on the law. You know,
who is
they trying to pass this bill. She's Republican. I love her.
Yeah, but
she gave her reasons of why
she's a Republican, but you say they keep stopping her and pushing her back. Who is they?
Some Republicans, some Democrats.
Okay. All right.
I mean, they're just dragging it along. I don't know why they're dragging this medical cannabis law. I don't know why.
Yeah.
You're in the Bible Belt, baby.
That's it.
You're in one of the Bible Belt states.
And the bill, a lot of, okay.
You see, it started out west when they started basically what they call legalizing it. It started out west where people were considered to be more progressive. You know, I think California was the first state back in the 90s, and it stayed in the West, mainly Midwest, and it's creeping east, but it's avoiding the Bible Belt.
No wonder why. And remember, the KKK came out of the Democratic Party now.
Oh, yeah.
So what's your theory? Lincoln freed the slaves.
Who?
He want to.
Exactly. Oh my God, Drew. That's my point. I be telling people that he didn't want to.
No,
he didn't want to. That he
telling me all the time he freed the slaves. He didn't want to. He decided
why would they want to free the slaves and the slaves were doing all the work?
Right.
For nothing.
Okay, now you my friend now. Now you my friend.
I don't want to be your friend.
Now you're my friend.
I don't want to be friends with a feminist. No.
No, I'm not a feminist. I'm not a feminist.
You're a gynocrat.
I'm a gynocrat. What's a gynocrat?
Look it up. Some homework.
No. I don't like that.
Look it up.
No.
You're not a gynocrat. You're not a...
I'm a dick-ocrat.
You said you're a what?
Yeah, we're gonna leave it alone. Let's go. Let's move on.
Now we want to move on. Boy, niggas. Well, you see how some niggas is, right?
Because you
Drew, can
I can't be doing this with you.
hey, Drew.
Yeah.
Can I share real quick what I was telling you earlier?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Stacey was talking about something earlier before everybody jumped on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Here in Connecticut, I don't know if you guys seen the video or not, but you get a chance, Google it. A guy in his 30s got arrested, and here's the deal: they put him in the paddy wagon, and the cop that was driving the paddy wagon, he was white, and he did some kind of move where he jerked the paddy wagon, and the dude fell over, like on his neck. Like, long story short, they got the family got Ben Crump here because the dude now is in the hospital, and he's paralyzed from the chest down.
Damn. Jacob's troubles.
Yeah.
Mm.
I seen the press conference today with Ben Crump on it, and he's going after. They suspend some of the guys, but they, like, how do you say, put them on administrative leave until everything is being investigated.
Right.
But the guy's mother and sister want all 3 cops fired.
What?
It's hard to penetrate that wall of blue now. That blue wall now. It's
Yeah.
hard to, you know.
Because I'm wondering, since you said that, what's the argument? Because I haven't heard that yet. But what's the argument about?
The argument is because when he fell over in the paddy wagon, like I said, when he fell over, he landed like on his head and neck area.
Mm-hmm.
And when they got him to the precinct, you can see them drag him out the paddy wagon, bring him into the precinct, and put him in a wheelchair. The dude can't walk, can't even stand up.
That's similar to the story of the dude in Baltimore.
He couldn't walk.
Yeah.
I think they beat his ass. That's what I think.
He probably did.
Now unfortunately, he's paralyzed from the chest down.
Oh my God.
They did something to that man. They did something to him.
Beat the hell out of him.
But
I ain't gonna say that. Something happened to him.
When you watch the video though, you can see him, like, when the cop jerked, suddenly stopped the vehicle, the guy falls off the little bench in the paddock wagon and lands literally head first into the wall of the wagon.
I pray for
y'all heard about the preacher. He was watering his neighbor's flowers because they were on vacation. He got arrested.
What?
No surprise there.
Yeah.
A
lady in the neighborhood called the policeman on the guy.
What did you say, Steve? I'm sorry.
I'm just wondering, when is enough for us? Us black women and black men. When enough is enough?
It is enough. It's been time up.
It goes way deeper, Stace.
Right. And I wish it was that easy for us to just wake up and collaborate, but it's not.
That's the problem.
And see, that is the reason why they keep us separated, because all of us feel enough is enough, but now we have to find a way to work together, to band together, to attack the system that has failed us for centuries. But as long as we say men ain't ish, women ain't ish, go ahead and kiss that man. Go ahead and whatever you like, instead of having some type of self-control, able to communicate and understand that I know you may not like that person that's standing next to you, but y'all have the same goal. I have family members that I don't like, but I love.
Right.
And that type of mindset you have to have. But if you bombard the airwaves and TV with certain things, when you don't have parents in the household in order to explain these things, see, we didn't have that growing up because things were censored.
Right.
They were censored. But now, if you make it where the mother and the father have to work, when do they have time to teach these kids? And then if you want to put a child in sports and all that, you have to work harder because you have to make that extra money for the equipment. So we
got to hold ourselves accountable too at the same time. We have to hold ourselves accountable. We can't blame them no more. Exactly. I mean, if you know you need to make more money, do what you have to do. I mean, there's free money out here. If you have to have education, you don't even have to go to college if you don't want to. Go learn about whatever you want to have a career in.
Yeah.
And know the language. I mean, so don't get stuck. Don't use that as an excuse, because you can't use that as an excuse anymore.
No, you can't, because a lot of blacks don't like other blacks.
Yeah.
We're jealous of one
That's
another.
it. That's the problem.
Wow.
Crab
Jealous of one
mentality.
another.
I was like, sis,
the nail
good
on
for
the head
you.
right
That's
there.
me.
That's the
Good for
problem.
you,
That's
sis.
the
Good for
problem.
you, bro.
That is the
So
problem.
when you see
That's
my
the
name
main
coming up
problem.
the ladder,
Main
hey,
problem right there.
Yeah. Because you
You
know, you
Yeah.
got white people who don't like each other, but they still will work together to make sure
Right.
right.
that they all
Yep.
get up there.
Yep.
But we don't do
Yep.
that. We don't do that
Nah.
because
We don't.
I don't want Gianni making $2 more than me, or I don't
Yep.
want Gianni
Right.
house bigger than
Right.
mine.
Yep.
So we
God
don't do that.
damn. You
But
don't.
then we got these white people who want
Exactly
the whole
right.
block. So they're gonna help the person that they don't even like make sure that they get that whole block together.
Exactly.
Yep.
We
Exactly.
don't
Yep.
do that. We
Because they
don't do
know
that.
it ain't
They
all
don't
about
do
that
that.
person at the time.
Nope.
Oh, I'm affecting their future generation. Their
Right.
future, So I'm gonna help
Yeah.
that person stay above them so we can get along and still be the #1 race. That's what they do.
And the one thing I can say is that we can always identify issues, and we can always say that there's problems that exist, such as we are the most controversial and confrontational when it
Right.
comes to, each other against one another, as we were already identifying some of the symptoms. But what are we doing for it? Like, for instance, I think someone mentioned about communication and our style of communication, like Drew was saying, I believe. And we have to change that dynamic, being able to
Definitely.
relate to one another, because
Definitely.
as we sit up here and we talk amongst each other, it's good to be able to joke and laugh or whatever, and all of that. But when it comes down to it, what are we actually doing to kind of help each other, and what have we done to help our brother or our sisters up? You know what I mean? And that's a very serious question to answer, because others are. It doesn't matter whether or not if it's just white. It's not just whites. We got
Right.
Hispanics.
So
We got
agree.
Asians.
No, but,
We got
yeah.
all kinds of other ethnic
We the
backgrounds.
most
Whatever the case.
And it,
We're the only ones that's on that lower end of that totem pole.
we are the
Right.
only one.
And we have to learn how. What is it going to take for us not to be mass incarcerated? That's one. Now, what is it going to take for us to have better communications and our relationships? We're the worst in terms of our divorce rates. Okay. And aside from that, our jobs, it was this thing back during the civil movements. A lot of the Black Panthers, they went in with guns and came out with jobs.
Yeah.
At the very same time, the women have went on. We've lost our perspective at times because of the fact not only did the Black woman have the government assistance, but they also had jobs that made them feel secure. And at that point, it was
Affirmative action.
It equated to them wearing the pants because they
So we
figured
would-
more money to some women, not all. To some
no,
women.
he said affirmative action, but affirmative action benefited more white women than us.
Yep.
True, but it gave
True.
It gave women perspective too about things that they could accomplish and
And
do.
a lot of Black women joined the white women's movement, feminism.
And that's just so
It's
much
true,
of that.
Johnny.
I'm speaking just in terms of just for us as a whole, for blacks, just in blacks in general. What did it do to our household? Well, blacks went back in terms of the male went backwards, right? Because we were mass incarcerated for one. The ones that were optimistic went in, got jobs.
Don't forget about the crack era.
And then, that era too. The women went in, had government assistance, had jobs or whatever. So it equated to some of them wearing the pants. And it's like, what I would rather for us to be able to kind of recognize is that just because, no matter whether it's a man or a woman, just because you make the money, and I witnessed this from my mother and my father. I've learned this because I used to hear the arguments. But when my father left the household, I realized what he truly meant to the household. When he left, all chaos came into the household.
Wow.
Man isn't a man because he has the money. Man is a man because he is just what God has made him to be. No different than woman.
Exactly.
He has made woman what a woman should be. If you look at it, even it says Who could find such a virtuous woman? It was a question in scripture. Who could find? Obviously, it was a very hard saying, but this is a woman, when you think about it, a woman that came out with purple linen, meaning that that whole vision of purple linen meant that she was royalty. She also took care of a hushold. Her husband.
You speaking from the book of Solomon, brother.
Yes. It says her husband wanted for nothing. She went out into the fields and she was a merchant, meaning she was a businesswoman. And she also came back and had reverence for who? Her husband. So it tells you the ideal, the actual plan of everything that we look at in terms of what versus what we look at today. And that how we can govern our lives, not just because of money, but because of the way in which we need to respect one another and to respect what the roles are. We went so far out of the roles that it's hard to even dictate, what are we supposed to do even in our own relationships. And like I think Russell mentioned, even though he may have been, but I look at it, I say, well, man, you don't even know what the ideal of a dating pool is. What is the definition of a date? Remember back then you used to be able to, even as little kids, you used to be able to write, I like you, do you like me?
Yes or no.
Simple.
Simple.
You used to pass the note.
You circle that, then you circle yes, or they circle no. But the anticipation of
the build up,
so beautiful. And if it was a no, it was a heartbreak. If it was a yes, then you went to the next level. You didn't jump the gun like you do now. Like for instance, having the circle yes meant that okay, now I can go to the next step. Because remember, we had steps. Did you get the first base, second base, third base? Now that was the first base of even having to get the phone number. Just because you got even the phone number or yes doesn't mean necessarily you all are going together, right?
But it gave you something to look forward to in the opposite sex, and it had some meaning to it.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true. We old, y'all.
Yeah, we old as hell. That's why I tell you, anybody want no old ass Buick out there, man? Fuck that shit. Get a goddamn with 200,000 miles on that motherfucker, man.
Quiet, Gianni.
Fuck
I
that.
remember being in middle school and guys would like blush when they got the number. Oh, she gave me her number, or such and such gave me his number. It was like a rite of passage. Like, ooh,
But check this out, y'all. Check this out. Now we're living in an era of a dating pool that is
with P in it.
A lot of P in it.
But check it out. You could sleep with someone even and not even know their whole background. You used to be
whole background.
Background. Know the damn name. Girl, what your name is? What your name is?
Peaches. Peaches.
That's your real name or your stripper name? Which one? Come on.
You knew their favorite color. You knew their favorite. You knew their number by heart.
You're right. He's
by
right.
heart.
He's right though.
And you were willing.
You're telling the absolute truth.
And look, not only that,
absolute truth.
it was also governed by the people that were surrounded around you. So let's just say if your mother knew, she knew, or your father knew, they knew. Because
that's right.
And they may have known some of her family members. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So that's
right,
you know.
So we're changing. Well, not we, but there's a lot of things that have changed in the governing of a household, and the perspective of even having a relationship, and the perspective of having a job. And I think the first time I got on the phone, I got on the conference with Drew, he talked about nepotism in the workplace. And that doesn't mean necessarily just race. Because we all want some form of nepotism, I imagine, at some point, because we want to be favorite. We want to be favorite sometimes, but it just ain't us sometimes.
Yeah.
And
I
that
think
it doesn't mean us.
A lot of it.
It just
and I
means
think another thing that holds us back is we don't like to share information among one another. We know something. Oh, we gonna hold that in.
It
And
goes
that's
back
Something
to
that we
not
learned
wanting to
from somebody else.
That's
Don't
what
let
we
the left hand know what the right hand doing. Oops.
Right. Because we
That goes
scared
back
she
to
gonna
not
have
trying to help
like
each
like
other.
Janae said earlier, we scared. We ain't scared, but we don't want the next person to have this house bigger than ours. You know,
The
the
social contract, and the
mean,
so-called Black community is broken.
It is.
The social contract is broken.
I wonder if the bridge
Very
worked.
broken.
I mean, I
times
hope the
have
bridge
you
ain't
all
burnt.
heard? How many times have you all heard that you'll never see a U-Haul behind a hearse? You would think we get it by this point, right? Because you can't take none of
Look,
this.
now you got me thinking.
None of that stuff with you. Can't take it with you.
You can't take the knowledge with you.
Oh,
You can't take the knowledge with you. You can't take materialistic things with you. You can't take it. You can't take anything with you. You can bury it with you. You still can't take it
you
with you.
still can't take it with you.
Nope, you can't.
Right. You're
So
absolutely
what
right.
does it benefit you to sit up here and hold on to the information that you, if you're dead and gone, it dies with you, but
Yeah.
it ain't going nowhere. It's lost.
We
You
need
would
to
think
start
that
within
you'd
the
be able
and the
to
thing is, we
say,
start within the family. We try to start within our own family. And when you got
Yeah,
this
but
type of
sometimes,
hatred within the family,
Them be the
but
worst
sometimes
niggas, man.
those are worst
Yeah.
ones. Sometimes
The
your
worst
own
one,
family members,
baby.
your own
yes,
family
Stacey.
members
Worst
don't want to
ones.
see you succeed.
Yes,
Right.
They don't.
yes. And
They
I was
don't.
going to say that. Look, that's another thing. Sometimes people in your own family, we all got some fucked up things, fucked up people in our family. We do.
Yeah.
And
What you talking about?
we
I
try
ain't
to
see one
give
family without none.
look,
So
we try to give people or give our family members some of the examples that they don't have to necessarily have to follow because of the fact we don't want them to make the same mistakes. But what did we do when we were younger? We did the same thing they were
Same
doing,
thing.
right?
Same
I
thing.
said, well, I got to go ahead and experience it. I got to go ahead and do it for myself. I want to know, but why the fuck would you want to do it for yourself? We got a sure plan here for your mother and your father, for the most part, or if it's an older brother or somebody that you have as a role model, to show you the way. They're telling you for a reason. I wish
Right.
I would have listened a little bit more.
I know. I wish I did.
Oh Lord, what you talking about, boy?
Yeah.
They say
And I'm not
experience
afraid.
is the best teacher, but some of my experiences was the worst. And I wish I never went through it. I should have listened.
You can't even say that, Janae, because your experiences are always going to be just that. Everything that you go through is going to be an experience, whether it's good or bad. Remember this: no matter what you go through,
You just got to learn from it.
whether it's good or bad, even in relationships or finance or jobs or whatever you go through, whether it's good or bad, it's all for the sake of good. You're gonna always.
It is always for the sake of good, but guess what? I could have learned it by listening too. So with some things that you didn't really have to put yourself through, with some, I call it unnecessary energy. So I did put myself in some unnecessary energy when I knew better, but I just decided I was gonna do it this way. It's some unnecessary energy. We do have to take accountability for some of these experiences that wasn't necessary.
Yeah, I agree.
It wasn't necessary.
I agree.
It wasn't necessary.
I agree. Accountability.
And I always say for myself, I always can say what my wrong is, and that's what I try to teach my children. Know when you was wrong. Know, see that, and so that you understand it, because that's what's helping me stay in my peace today. But yeah, you're right. The experiences were there, whatever. But when you go back and think about it, it was unnecessary energy. Could have been farther along if I didn't take that unnecessary step.
Like the old folks say, you live and you learn.
I would also argue though too, Janae, that even when you say unnecessary energy, nothing is unnecessary if it's for the greater good. Because when I say that, now hear me out. When I say that, you are a greater testimony because of the fact that even if you feel it was unnecessary, it is necessary because it's a greater experience because you went through it, to be able to relate to someone and tell them just how hard you didn't have to go through that shit. But it's even a greater testimony because you're saying, you know what? This is why you didn't have to go through it. And I'm a hard-headed fucker, right? Because I sit up there, not talking about you, but I'm just saying, if you wonder,
I was
unnecessary, I'm a hard-headed fucker. I went through this, I went through that or whatever. This is my testimony. And now you done made somebody cry because of the fact you went through something as you felt was unnecessary, but it hit home. It pricked the hearts of someone who went through the same exact thing as you. You may not even be aware of it, but now all of a sudden you sit up here and you prick the hearts of those who were going through the same exact thing as you, but you didn't even know it. I had people to come to me and say, you know what, HD, look, you I don't even know if you know this, man. You sit up here, you actually have really made me want to go ahead and do the same thing as you. Or it's been to my surprise, we even went to the point of having to acquire education or acquire knowledge. And I'm like, really? Because of me? What? Me? Because I'm just talking about things that, are I'm passionate about. And that's what we're doing here, right? We're talking about things that are real to our hearts. And you never know who you're going to touch. Just like I'm listening to you. I'm listening to you, Janae. I'm listening to you, Russell. I'm listening to all of you. When I hear you all, I hear the passion in it. Even though we joke, even though we talking about a lot of things or whatever the case, I hear all of that, man. I sit up here, you listen to Drew, all of y'all. I was waiting for Stacy to come up and say something. And I was going to ask, Stacy, what is your thoughts on everything that's been talked about? You know why? Because I care about the choir just as well as I do the people that are talking in forum, because I'm concerned about the knowledge of what we're putting out of here. What does it mean? How does she take it?
Yeah. And Drew, remember when we first started this platform, we said iron gonna sharpen iron over here, man.
That's
exactly. we gonna learn from everybody, and you got, don't be afraid to speak your piece. And so far, man, I gotta tell you, it's growing, man. I appreciate every last one of y'all. I'm gonna keep this short, and I'm gonna land my plane because I gotta go to work.
I know that's right.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep it short, man. But once again, it was nice chopping it up with y'all guys, Stacy, HD, everybody, Big Six, and Nay. It's always love between us, baby, classmate, and you too, Zendra. Goddamn, got to put up with your ass every goddamn Zandra every goddamn time. Come on, but you cool, Z.
Everybody,
we always cool.
Z. Yeah, we always cool, Z. You know what I'm saying? I like the back and forth, man. I don't like all that easy going shit.
Very comical.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm gonna land my plane on that. I love you guys, and what's up, brother?
Before you go, I was just trying to find out. I don't know if I missed, that part of it or whatever the case. Zendra, right? Zandra. I'm sorry.
Zandra. Lord have mercy.
My ignorance. And Mr. Wright, did you all decide about what we talked about the last time on the forum about financial stuff?
Actually, I did, but I'll get with Z. It's been a hectic week for me. That's why I'm sitting back, being quiet, and I was in and out. I just left my other job because they had me doing some other shenanigans. But anyway, yeah, I'll be home in South Carolina tomorrow night, and I'll be there till Tuesday. So I'll sit down and I'll get with Z, and we'll work on that what we talked about.
Yeah, man.
But another thing too, if y'all guys listen, it's an investment. If y'all guys got $107 right now, because Amazon, we split our stocks 20-1. And if you got $107, man, go ahead and invest that $107 in Amazon stock.
Yeah, we definitely got to have some shows like that, bro.
Even if you
go, wait till 95. I still wait till $95, but I'm not a financial advisor, but I'll wait until $95.
But that's the point I want to make to everyone. I don't think it's gonna showing us how to do that. Show us how to do
that. Yeah.
No, that's an opinion of mine. I like I said, I'm not a financial advisor. He's saying do it at $107. $107 is a great price for Amazon right now.
Yeah, but we can have a show where you teach those who don't know how to do it, teach them the basics of how to get into it.
Right. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm interested in stock. I've always been interested, but I don't know how to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Stocks
you know
101.
what? You know what this forum also teaches us? That if you're really level-headed about yourself and you really do intend to really truly want to learn, you shouldn't be prideful about wanting to get that information. And that's why I mentioned
I
it.
totally agree.
So
No, but I
want
like
to
to
learn.
say I'm not a financial advisor because I don't
Yeah,
nobody
and
be
it don't
mad at
matter. We
me.
just want to know how to do it.
Right.
That's
I don't
the
nobody be
basics of
mad
it,
at
man.
me. He said 107. That's a great price, but I'm a little selfish, you know.
Yeah.
And
Some of
cheap.
Yeah.
And
That
cheap.
note,
some of
and
these
on that
stocks,
note, all my
you want
peoples,
to
y'all
be
be safe. I love y'all. I love conversating with y'all. Y'all be safe.
Peace in the
Keep
Middle
God,
East.
keep God first. Keep the Most High first, and everything will work out.
Peace in the
Okay.
Middle East.
all right, Russell.
Talk to y'all
Yes,
later,
sir.
man. Y'all have a good one.
All right.
Peace.
All right.
And Mr. Wright, I was so excited that it was going up. I was like, oh my God, it's almost to that 122 I bought it at.
Oh, you
Then,
talking about well,
then it turned and then
it's
it
just
changed his mind. I said, okay.
so week after next, the 13th, the week of the 13th, that's our Prime Week. So yeah, I know it's gonna go up then because everybody's gonna be buying shopping because we're
Right.
having all these special sales and all that. But yeah, I needed to go up because I got since they split it 20-1, I got a couple shares I need to cash out in August, so I need that money, y'all.
What happened in August?
You and me both.
I mean, in your business. Is there a reason? Is there a particular reason you wait until August, or you just?
No. See, this the thing. When you're an external hire in Amazon, and still the external hire at Amazon, when you're not knowing the business, you just see the building, you don't know the inside stuff. So when you get hired on the Amazon, they present you with a package, and they'll lay out your salary, and they give you stocks. So the stocks you gotta wait is like a year. They'll break it up. They give you X amount of stocks. It can be ranged from 35 shares to 50 shares. You know what I'm saying? And they break it up after the first year. You complete your first year. First, they give you a sign-on bonus. Depends on your level. And then after that first year, they give you 2 shares. That 2 shares you can go ahead and invest that. Either let it sit there and have an account, and you can pull from it anytime, or you just can just cash it out. So when you cash it out, so thank God I choose to live in the state of Tennessee because it's a tax-free state. So I only get hit one
Tennessee
time.
tax free?
Hell yeah, that's why.
Oh, y'all cold though. We already discussed that. Y'all cold. Then
No, I'm not. But listen, the cold is not that bad because we're in the valley. But when they do the taxes, they tax it. It's like 29.6%. So if like I'm just talking, like it's
right.
my share. They do. If it's like 5 shares, I'm cashing out. Out of that 5 shares, they're only gonna take one share out of that and tax that. So other 4 shares is straight money coming to you.
Oh,
You know
that
what I'm
ain't
saying?
bad.
So that's how they do it. So, but out of that 1 share, if it's like let's say 3,000 and some dollars, and then 29.6% subtracted out of that, and probably a little roughly like 2,000 or some dollars come out. Then you get back about 900 and something dollars. That's what left over out of that $3,000 come to your account. And so when you go ahead and cash in another share, it's great cash coming to you. So
Okay.
so that's why I'm like, Amazon, a lot of people look at it and say, oh, they're, warehouse and this and that. They're different parts of Amazon, from the manager side, managing the warehouse, or you see the flex van. My side, the logistics side, got the tractor trailers on the road, box trucks on the road.
They got the tech side. I didn't even realize Amazon was considered a tech company. I learned something new from that.
It is.
I didn't know that. So
it is. Then matter of fact, I got your I got you. We're friends on Facebook. So I'm gonna send you that printout which show you all the jobs you can work from home. They sent a list out there you can work from home and stuff like that. A lot of people don't know that. But like Amazon, you can work from home. You know what I'm saying? And this guy's making 6 figures just working from home. You know?
Wow. Send that to me too.
Wow.
Man, I'm not sending to you because your robe will get mad with you because that's all you're gonna be wearing, your robe and that do.
No, that's one thing I do. I do get up, take a shower, put on some clothes like I am going to work. I don't, because customers ask me all the time, are you in your pajamas? No, I got clothes on.
So, you know, every day, you know, me, back then I was comfortable in school, but you know, now I'm more comfortable talking around a lot of people because I host conference calls and this and that. But Lamont Haywood, he's in Chicago. He was trying to get me to come to Chicago for years since I came with Amazon. He's like, man, Kwame, come to Chicago. I got you. I was like, no, I'm good. Because I mean, it's good to have people. Because Lamont, I got a couple other friends who are at a higher level. See, Lamont is at level 7. You know, he a GM. He got a whole building. You know, he's making that money. I'm there, but I'm a level 5. So you know what I'm saying. So the thing is this.
He's a general building of that particular Amazon.
Yeah, in Chicago, Illinois, because he was
the warehouse.
The facility.
Oh, okay.
So he's the general manager. So if that building got 5,000 people, he's over 5,000 people. Then he has management who's under him to control that building. So they can't do nothing unless he know what's going on. So Amazon just like the military. You know, you got 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, whatever. So that's how Amazon is the military. People, in order to get promotion, you got to move around. You know, I'm in the process now. I'm just waiting now. I got an incline. So I'm just waiting for the green light. Either I'll be in Jacksonville, Florida, or I'll be in Savannah, Georgia. So I'm just waiting. Hey, it'd be good to be close back to home. But I prefer Jacksonville, Florida, because it's a tax-free state too. Like Tennessee.
Yep.
But it's I miss the water, but the culture here, man, it's different. They pay you what you worth. You know, I mean, you can make money here in Nashville. I don't care what nobody say. The education is better than, you know, what we grew up on. You know, I mean, but I mean, the nightlife is crazy. Especially going downtown. It's like going downtown, Times Square in New York and Las Vegas, you know, all in one downtown. So
really?
rain, sleet, or snow, they partying.
Oh wow, that's a well-kept secret.
Oh, did you know that? You know, everybody think about, and when they think about Nashville, like when I grew up, when we hear Nashville, what we think about? We think about Opera Mill. We think about the what's the
country music?
Elvis Presley.
Yeah, Elvis Presley, like Memphis. Or we thinking about
Dolly Parton.
Exactly, Dolly Parton, and I forgot the name of the show. It's on the tip of my tongue. Hee Haw. Talking about Hee Haw.
Yeah.
So, but you know that was, like I said, that was a tactic. Distraction for not, to throw all black people off for not coming to Nashville. But you got 4 HBCUs in Nashville. You know what I'm saying? And I do a lot of projects.
Wow.
I do a lot of projects because I'm the community director advisor for the Band Association for Amazon, which is the Black Employee Network. So I do a lot of stuff. I do a lot of photos and videos too. There's something to do. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot, man. It is a whole lot to do here. I mean, I'm not trying to sell it, but it's a whole lot to do.
Hell, it's sold. You done sold it with that. They gave you 2 stocks before the 20 and 1 stock split.
Right. No, I got a lot of stocks. I can go work anywhere right now, but I'm not gonna leave money on the table. Like you said earlier, selfish. I'm selfish like that. I'm not gonna leave money on the table.
Oh, I ain't leaving no money on the table either.
You know, there's free money. Only thing I do is sit there, do what I gotta do, and that's it. You know, I mean, half of the day I just sit there and do calls, check on people. I'll travel. I just went to New Jersey and we stayed there for a couple of days, which I hated. Then man, I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess I just had, I guess my palate has changed over the years, man. So, and the food don't taste right no more to me. But hey, I'm 50 years old, so like every life is a different perspective for me. So I just sit back and I listen and hold conversation and share what I know, so people will get ahead. You know what I'm saying? The same thing. You push me, I pull you.
Right.
At the same time I'm pulling you, I'm telling you, hey, this what you need to do, how you do it. So
Right.
I mean, if you become successful, I come successful with you because I gave you that knowledge. And I'm not one of the ones like, oh, I taught you that. I tell you, nah, I'm good. I ain't gotta say nothing. God know what I did.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I always stay by myself. And I mean, I'm not a flamboyant person. I'm quiet. You know what I'm saying? I joke around. On the calls and stuff like that. But yeah, we'll get together and get the stock thing down. And if you got a smartphone, download Robinhood or
Well, let me
Acorn.
send y'all my thing so I can get. I'm gonna send y'all my information because I want that free stock referral, huh?
Put it in my DM.
Oh, well, I already gave it to
Listen,
my
the
lady.
gas link. I hope y'all using that to get
Put it in my
to get
DM.
cents off of gas. The upside app, huh?
Just put it in my DM and I get it. You already know.
Okay. And
Yeah,
Weibo, because
so
Weibo start trading at 4:30 in the morning.
Lord have mercy. 4:31, I'm drooling. But
no, they say I was told by this is how I learned. That's how I really learned. They say people in order for you to be financially successful, you got to be up at least 7 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, what? And I didn't understand that. I didn't understand what he was saying until I started looking at stocks. And then I came upon Weibo, and Weibo started trading at 4:30 in the morning. I said, oh, that's what he means.
Yeah.
You gotta know to sell and know when to hold it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of reading. A lot of reading, know what's going on. Look at the news. A prime example, the TV show called Billionaires. I don't know if you guys watch that, Billionaires. We'll watch it. You gotta watch it because
when it comes on
HBO. So
let me borrow y'all username and password, please.
I think
where you at, Z? You're in what?
South Carolina.
South Carolina. You ain't got a Fire Stick?
No.
What
all
the
right.
what?
Yeah, Fire Stick. I mean,
see,
get the program
afterwards.
I'm about to get my football season about to come out when I about to join these football leagues, so I'm getting my cable back July 1st. So
you ain't gotta get no cable, just get the internet. That's all. And whatever you need.
No, I mean I like
whatever.
to watch football. No.
See, look at my face.
No.
You'll have everything.
Yeah.
I get to rewind the play.
Let me see. Do they have that? They might.
Not unless you acquire it from one of the Roku sticks and you have a provider service. So.
I know. Yeah. That's all right then.
Yeah. Well, you can watch whatever your team.
Movies and TV shows.
Pardon me.
You'll have all the movies and TV shows because I
ain't that deep. I probably watch 5 series. I don't look at TV like that.
But anyway,
I work full
like
time and got a business, and I got 2 kids in college and a 15-year-old.
Wee.
That's what I said.
Football. You don't have time for football.
Oh, I'm watching my Cowboys. Look.
Everything
to fall is centered around them.
Wow.
Trust me.
Here we go.
You gotta watch who? Who you say?
Cowboys.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Finish up, Mr. Wright. What was you saying, man?
Man, look, she didn't. I was about to hang up, but anyway, the show.
This season. Oh yeah, we can't meet on Monday nights. I'm just saying that in advance. Okay. If we hold on,
But anyway,
rules down in the fall. So if we lose on a Monday, I coming on Tuesday.
Well, we're gonna miss you on a lot of Tuesdays then, because they gonna lose.
Whatever. Anyway, what you say?
So like the TV show Billionaires, and it basically the one episode, the guy, how they would know how to trade stocks or whatsoever. So the guy got on his bicycle and went to the chicken farm. And he went to the chicken farm and he got a carton of eggs. He got a carton of eggs, and that's telling him that, hey, we're doing good. So he went back to the farm the following couple of days, whatever. They ain't got no.
You break it up.
With the chicken food.
Hold on, repeat that. You got the good part from broke up.
I'm breaking.
Yeah.
Up. Still breaking up.
Yeah.
Bit, yeah.
Oh, my bad. So I said, you heard that part, right? Z?
No. Go back to he got the chicken box or whatever carton.
Carton of eggs.
No, you got a dozen. You got a carton of eggs. Dozen of eggs. So that telling him to go ahead and then buy, keep buying in that stock. And so the following 2 days he went there was no eggs in the cart. So he was like, what's going on? They had the chicken flu. That's when they came with the swine flu for the chickens or whatsoever. So he didn't know. He knew, but he didn't know. So he was trying to tell him that, go ahead and sell your stocks. So he waited too late. And they said, what the hell going on? What the hell going on? Because the stocks for chicken would start drowning, start diving. So It was too late. And because what happened is the guy who was, had a chicken farm, he was sick. So if the chicken was not producing, sending eggs out in the market and everybody buying, but you gotta look at it, it's real deep. That show is real deep. They'll show you how to buy stocks, trade stocks. I mean, even though it's a TV show, but it really tell you how not to cross that line on different stocks or how to do illegal trade, like the Enron situation, all that stuff. So it's a real good TV show. You know what I mean? It's real good. You get hooked on it.
Real quick, Mr. Wright. When you come to that point of you say a lot of times that when you get to that point, you cash out or whatever the case. You speak of cash out a lot. When you're saying cash out, what are you in turn doing? Where are you cashing it out to?
Well, no, you got two ways. You can cash it out and put it into your regular bank account, or you cash out into another account that's not drawn from that account when you buying that stock. It's sharing. It's like you got a saving account. You put it to the side, and you can pull from that.
Okay, I think I got you. I know you.
I'm still breaking up
a little bit, just
a little bit. Can you repeat that part again?
Oh, yeah. It says when you cash out, when you cash out, it's like you going put our dummy down. When you go into the slot machine and you're like you will keep playing or you cash out, you take your money and you either put that money in your bank account, or you can have another account affiliated with the stocks you got. Well, with the stock program you got. You can put it inside, account that is not to be touched, but you can pull from it and buy more stocks with it.
Okay.
Okay, so if you do that, Mr. Wright, so if you do that, aren't you risking the tax laws with that? Having to be taxed when you're pulling out or cashing out?
Well, it's going to pull it out. It's going to tax. You got the option. You can say, hey, I will pay my taxes at the end of the year, or go ahead and take it out right then and there. They will take that percentage. If you cash out, they will take that percentage out. Whatever state you're in, like, say for South Carolina, they're going to take federal tax and state tax. You know what I'm saying? In those states. Now, like where I'm at, they're only going to take federal because there's no state tax.
Right.
We're gonna go over all this later.
Oh, it's
If we was-
11:45.
Somebody sleep.
Look at here. It is 11:45 on this end. Y'all sitting at 10:45. I got to get up and deal with people in the morning, which is kind of fun, somewhat, because I just like talking to people, making them laugh. But I really enjoyed this joint tonight. I mean, y'all really made this a great one. I even had to go to Facebook and post there. Y'all missing a good one. If y'all want to jump on, y'all better jump. It's some shows are just like that. They have that energy. They just have, we had we had new people on or different people, and
yeah, I enjoyed them.
Yeah, we had, don't be bashful, promote it, tell your peoples, like, yo, I had a blast with the funky uncles. You should. I probably won't.
Sorry, I didn't got in early.
Yeah,
I'm working tonight
till tomorrow after I get off from work, and so you can show your friends and say, yo, look, these people are nutty, and but I want to wish everybody a good one, a safe one. Much love to everybody. I really do appreciate people, everybody coming on. We really want to make this thing as big as possible, and exchange not only information but exchange the love for one another. And
Amen.
so, on that note, I will give everybody this funky uncle salute. And you know how to get in touch with me. Holla if you hear me, yo.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Peace
Good night.
out.
All right. I don't know what happened.